Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. And today, we are jumping back into Guild Wars 2, because it's Guild Wars Tuesday. I'm going to jump on in here, work on some projects, say hi to you guys, hang out with the community. I'm currently on the EU servers. I think I'm on the Underworld server, specifically. I'll be honest, I picked it just because it sounded cool. But we are on the EU servers, and we'll probably do some convergences, strikes, things like that. Morning, morning. Good morning, average dude. Hello, how are you? Can we have redeems? Yeah. Sure. Okay, they're on. Hello, Renan. Amazing intro. Thank you, Taylor. It gives me time to get everything ready while people are taking their seats. Apparently, Amok had a lot of fans send him mail. Or just one person sent me a bunch of zucchinis again or something. Let's see. Daily gathering.
Hey, Muck looking good today.
For the giveaway vault, please. That's a giveaway. Oh. Thank you. Okay, so we got a few items for the giveaway vault. Get daily gathering.
What is happening?
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I hate Christmas music. Ridiculous.
I was a good boy.
Oh my gosh, I made this myself. Thank you.
Come on, guys.
Oh my god, what? I'm like, thanks for the great content and the fun streams.
I feel attacked.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh, that... Okay, that was a combination of a patron sound and a redeem, but that went together pretty great. Guess you just logged into your dailies 4 minutes? Probably. Some runaway loot. Thank you. Alright. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Get lots of food, spend nice time with your loved ones. In case you're not having turkey, here's some drumsticks. Sorry it's a short and sweet letter. I only have a limited amount of time this year. See you on Winter's Day. A live Moa. Do I have to kill the bird myself? Oh my god. Dark. Dark. Hey, Mugga Chad. Hi, Affile. Cunyer says, my wife started to play Guild Wars 2 with me, but she's starting a new character as a Char. All caps. But I don't want to make a Char. But I would like to do the same quest so we don't have to do double work. Any advice? I mean, I think you kind of know your option right now. So, the quest, which is, you know, like the main quest line, is different for each background and for each race. So, you can make a Char and do the same quest, or you can make a different race character, whatever you want, and then you can travel to the other zone. Because, like, for example, if you make a low-level Sylvari, you can then travel using the waygates to the Char newbie zone and level with your wife and, you know, help her with her quests and stuff, like when, you know, she's doing her part of the main story. And then just either she can help you with yours, or you could do yours on your own at a later time. However, by like level 30, all of the storylines merge, so you will be, you know, doing them together around level 30. But up until that point, you know, the Char will have Char quests, the Norns will have Norn quests, etc. Kira says, hello, glad to finally
Hey, look,
be
it's
following
the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Hi, Bird Tree. Over 10 years, finally, and not a noob. Thanks for providing the best content for my gaming style. You're very welcome. I'm glad I was able to help you in some way, shape, or form. Morning, Muck. I was an idiot or klutz this morning and I sprained my elbow. Oh my god. I fell hard and I felt it radiate through the apartment and building I lived in. I am sorry to hear that. I hope that you make a full recovery. As you may or may not remember, my wife has destroyed her elbow a few times, so I have seen that done. Thanks for the advice. Sure, I hope it helps. You know, funny enough, when my wife started playing this game, back at launch, she wanted to make a female human Mesmer. And so I made a male human engineer, that one tall character I have, in order to play with her. And it was fine. We got to max level, and then I was messing around with ults one day, and I tried out Asuras and their funny little animations, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And I couldn't go back. So I, like, leveled a character all the way to 80, and then it was just a different race, and then I was like, alright, this is my main now. Hold on. What are all these noises? What are these noises? Counter Weasel with the Prime. Sandra V3 with the Prime. Kirstia with the Prime. Bobby Farleton with the Prime. Thank you guys for the Primes. Appreciate you. Muckler Douglas, Bartholomew, Reginald, Esquire the Fourth, this is Johnson Festivals the Third, because all of you to the lab. We enjoy your scene entertainment on the way. Cricket the speaker, subject speakers, giveaways every week. Please take a seat, but you'll only need the age. Your guild has a roller beetle race? Yeah, it does. There was one person who made a roller beetle race track in this guild hall. Yeah, this specific. We got 4 guilds, but that one has a race in it. Also, Chip is here, chat. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. He's a tired dude. Ugh. That's right. Why do we not have any in-game music? It's cranked up. It's just not playing. It's just deciding not to. Would love to do a roller beetle event with the chat and you.
You guys should know
you're welcome to
about
play
the
with the
age.
race. I don't know that we're doing like a full-blown event. Oh my god, the fattest of flips. All of you get up.
Be in my stream every day.
We've got a serious problem.
What? Really? We're on it. Top men. Should know about the age. Really?
Oh my gosh.
Top men.
I haven't heard some of these in like a year.
Go, ninja. Go, ninja. Go. Click, click, click.
Gonna head to bed, Mug Chat. It's morning, NC. See you in the morning. See ya. Many years until Guild Wars 3 still. Wait, what? When do you think Guild Wars 3 will be released?
How would you know? I'm
That's
a
true,
potato.
you know,
Where was
Cat.
I?
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
angry now.
Hang on, I'll answer questions once all the sound redeems go off.
I'm a potato.
Okay, when do I think Guild Wars 3 will be released? I have to buy all the DLCs after Heart of Thorns, so I don't want to buy all of that for... Okay, so, Cunior, we don't even have confirmation that Guild Wars 3 is in development. There was a rumor of Guild Wars 3 sometime back that ended up being a mistranslation from like a Korean stock shareholders meeting. So, we don't even have any confirmation that a Guild Wars 3 is being made. Now, typically when a game is being made, that like once it's been greenlit and they're close to something, they announce it, and then maybe like a year later or 6-7 months to a year later, it's revealed, you know? We have not had that. So if a Guild Wars 3 is even in development, I don't think we're gonna see it for years. I don't think it's anywhere close to coming out. So, is it possible? Yeah. But, you know, it's nowhere close. So if you're interested in getting Guild Wars 2, it's not a bad time to do so. No, I still think 1000 Island will make a good Guild Hall. Have some skiff race stuff to be nice. Bozer said, hey Mug, I watched the Cyberpunk VOD yesterday. I was so happy you sent Jackie to his family. That was definitely the best choice. I should restart my run when I chose one of the other ones and I saw the outcome. Oh, okay, well, stop right there, because you basically just told me that more things are going to happen as a result of that choice, and I thought that little storyline was done. So, yeah, not another word. For those who don't know, I recently started my very first playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077, and it's been fun. In total, I'm like 6 or 7 hours into the game, but oh my god, we have to constantly tell people in chat, no spoilers. Shut up. And they'll be like, oh, but you missed the Super Ultra Omega God Killer Sword. It's in the vent. You didn't look in the vents. And if you don't get it by 13% of the way through the game, you can't go back. And you gotta get it now. You might as well just restart the whole game. And I'm just like, dude, shut up. I don't care. Dude, like, I can only do a first playthrough and be this stupid one time. Let me be dumb, all right? I don't care about the God Killer Vent Sword. Shut up. Muck, are you going to play PoE 2? Yes, I also have a copy to give away once day 1 of that comes. I'll be playing a lot of PoE 2 when it comes out. All right. That's why I'm afraid of Muck playing Mass Effect. Ephilie, I played the first Mass Effect, and it didn't hook me. It didn't hook me enough to play the others. It was fine. Yeah, it was okay. Judging by how Guild Wars 1 is still up and running, yours 2 likely see support. Yeah, yeah. Guild Wars 2 is not going anywhere. Guild Wars 1 is still running, and like both of the players who played that are quite happy. It's Chip. It is Chip. He's a lump right now. Muck, I wasn't even there and you're aiming shots at me. Oh, were you gonna tell me about the vent sword? Regarding PoE2, I sent you a Discord DM if you're interested. Oh my god, did you slide into my DMs? You slide into my DMs? Hang on a second.
You must prove your strength to Ox by becoming the Ox. I can transform you for a short time. Use it to move.
Alright, what is this? I see you, Nemo. I have responded to your DM. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for, like many others, I'm excited for PoE 2. A lot of folks don't know this or don't remember. Like, hold on a sec. All right, so here's Mukluk Labs. All right, here's my website with all my projects. If you go to gaming guides, you see that? Like, I'm not Zizaran, but I've made some Path of Exile guides. And over time, some of them became out of date, and I took them down. Oh my god. Shut up. Over time, some of them went out of date, and I took them down. The leveling, the new player's guide is still there. But yeah, I did very much like PoE. And I have done guides for it in the past. Don't know if I'm going to do guides for PoE 2, but I'm absolutely going to try it. I will say it's going to be very saturated as a content creator, right? Like, it's one of those games that, like, right out the gate, you could tell there's going to be a million people making videos on it, so it's going to be very hard to get your stuff noticed in terms of content creation. However, it looks like it's going to be fun as hell. As a gamer, I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Hello, Mukluk, Douglas Bartholomew, Reginald Esquire the 4th. Oh, he said the whole thing. Hey, Falco. GW1 got new content not that long ago. Not much content, but still new content over a 15-year-old game. Yeah, that was a surprise to everyone. Okay, and deposit all that. Wonderful. Alright. Mug, is the new Leggy Spear tedious? Guide on that coming soon. It's... okay. It has a... One moment.
Hi, Muck.
Hi.
I'm curious, do you get any profit from Amazon Prime sub versus normal sub? Mukluk Smug.
Yes. Currently, if you subscribe... I'm going to answer this question out first because it's very easy to answer, and then I'll go back to the Leggy Spear question. Alright. So, a Prime sub... let me get something to write on here. Okay. Alright. Normal... whoa, what the heck? There. Okay. Normal sub on Twitch. Viewer pays $5. Streamer gets $2.50. Twitch takes rest. Okay? Now, there is a thing called the Partner Plus program. Which Mukluk is in. Which gives you a better rate. Viewer pays $5. Streamer gets $3.50. Twitch takes rest. Okay? Primes. You use your Amazon Prime to get a free sub on one chosen channel. Owner of that channel gets $2.50 from Amazon. So, the end result is a Prime is equal to a normal sub, and also, in many cases, it's free for the user. Now, I say free with quote marks because it comes with them buying Prime. But if they already had Prime, then their Prime sub is just sitting there and it's just rotting unless they use it each month. So it is still a massive, massive help for streamers Like, yo, no joke. Like, I pay one of my bills each month basically with Prime subs. Like, I get enough of you wonderful people that use your Primes here that, you know, that covers, like, my electric bill. Like, one of my bills each month. So it's a huge, huge help. Yeah, it is a massive help. Okay, the spear. Let's see, the spear. All right, so someone said, how tough is the Leggy spear? All right, so let's see. Club Journey. First off, it's tradable. So you can just earn money in game and buy it to skip making it. So that's a huge thing. Most of its steps are tradable, and you can just throw gold to skip ones you don't want to do. All right, so that's another thing. If you are patient, 5 weekly resets at the most, it is
I'm doing my
vastly
part.
reduced price. There are some items involved in the spear that are cheaper via Timegate, which is the shards of the Homestead in your home, shards of Janthir, Century, and shards of Lowland Shore. Last two come from doing hearts, then buying shards from Merchant. Limit 7 shards per heart per week, for a total of 21 shards of Janthir Century and 21 shards of Lowland Shore each week. You need 100 total, thus 5 weeks. So, those shards, if I were to go to here and do Lowland Shore, alright, shard of Lowland Shore is 2 gold each. Well, if I need 100 of these, well, that's 215 gold, right? But if I am just patient and I get it from the hearts, well, that doesn't cost me 215 gold, you know? And then Janthir Century is the same thing. You're going to need 100 of these. If you buy it, it's much more expensive. If you get it yourself, it's much cheaper. And then the, what is it, Homestead? Shard of the Homestead, I think you needed like 250 of these. So again, that's a big chunk of gold, but if you get it yourself over time, it's not as big a deal. So the Club Journey essentially comes from just playing Janthir stuff, and it will keep reducing the price over time. Because you need like the, what is it, the honeycombs, you need the what is it, the pine logs, the titan ore, like just a bunch of stuff that you get from doing events and metas and running around Janthir. And the more of that stuff you have, the cheaper the price of the spear is, right? Yeah. Now, you know, in total right now, just because of, you know, it's new and people are all like, you know, demanding it, it's currently like double the cost of the Gen 1 spear. But yeah, I mean, you could basically get it just by playing Janthir. One of the biggest things is you do need a lot of amalgamated gemstones, so save those. I would say in terms of making it, it's easier to make compared to a Gen 1, which is at least 10 times harder to make. Yeah, a Gen 1, if you're making it, not buying it, you have to do World Map Comp. World Map completion is a big investment of time. But you do not need to do that for this. Oh no. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. Alright, I'm gonna have to do the puzzle again. I misclicked with my prototype position rewinder, and I overrode my old save location, so I'm gonna have to jump back up there. Well. Well. There we go. Random, almost never useful fact for you guys. I have a prototype position rewinder. If you change your templates, it will rewind you, even if it's still on cooldown. Useful for brute forcing your way through jumping puzzles. Okay, there we go. Alright, do that, and then I can open this thing. Okay, there we go. And then we've got 5 more Mersat Rune Stones. Let's see. Rafa says, yesterday I saw a person accidentally take the Aviator box. Then he said the box shouldn't be in the game. Called us bullies for doing something like that. Started swearing and even told us to F off. What do you think about that? If you put the Aviator box on top of like a treasure chest or something like that, I think you're a jerk. Honestly. The Aviator box, it's an annoyance, right? It's like if you take an object like the Bobblehead Lab, the Aviator box, of Mesmer Portal, and you put it on top of something that lots of people are trying to interact with, you're trolling. And I honestly would not bother me if you were not in the game. It was literally on the floor. Okay, then what I would have done if it was literally on the floor and out of the way is I just would have been like, oh, just click it again, it turns off. It's a toggle. Because it's true. If anybody here doesn't know that, the Aviator box, if you hit it, and so it was just there out in the open, and then you hit it again, it undoes it. It's a toggle. It just on-offs it. But like if you're putting it on top of something else so that people can't interact with the other something, then I would totally say that the anger was validated. Like I'm sure some of you guys have seen like a player will summon like a Black Lion merchant on top of a chest and no one can interact with the chest, right? Like if you were doing that, then I'm not on your side. Why the rage? I mean, like, I'm not saying that's how a person should act, right? But you don't know what he went through that day. Maybe he just got fired from his job and he found out he's got, you know, some uncurable disease, and his wife just left him, and while she was backing out of the driveway, she ran over his dog. You have no idea what the other person has gone through that day. That Aviator box might have just been the last mucking straw. Damn mug. I mean, dude, people forget when you're on the internet that when you're dealing with another person on the internet, that's another human being behind a keyboard. They like really like to forget about that. Like, yeah, like we all go through different crap each day. You never know what the other person's going through. What a scenario. I actually like held back. Let's see, I do not useless info. I do that every day when opening alt chests. Oh, the prototype position rewinder brute force trick. Yeah. Maybe they just want to play in peace after all they work. Yeah. Yeah, again, though, if your Aviator box is out in the middle of the floor and then they click on it, that's on them. And then you might just tell them, like, hey, just click it again. It turns it off. But if it, again, if it was a situation where it was, like, covering a box at the end of a meta and no one could interact with it, then, okay, yeah, I ain't on your side on that one. In an ideal world, that person would not have acted that way, but I don't know what they're going through. I do the turtle troll. It's funny to see people failing the chest. Turtle troll? What is the turtle troll? Oh god, dare I ask, what is the turtle troll? Let's see. Okay, so we got a few things here to put into the bank. More butter. Does this have value? Like 4 gold. Okay. Alright, that should be good for now. I think the objects shouldn't occupy the same space. It would be easier to avoid at least. Yeah, in World of Warcraft... When did they first start doing it? Was it Pandaria? I don't know. In World of Warcraft, there was an expansion. It wasn't like this at the beginning, where they made it to where you could not mount if you were at a quest giver. So, like, if there was, like, an NPC... and you got within like this close, it dismounted you, and you wouldn't see other players within 5 feet of it. They would just like phase out. And it was actually great, because up until that time, you had problems with people just basically mounting on, like, mammoths and just standing over NPCs. So it was really difficult to interact with them unless you made, like, a macro. Let's see. When they enter on my mountain, they cannot open the chest. You can click through a turtle. I mean, you shouldn't do that, because you're being an a-hole, but you can click through a turtle. That doesn't prevent the click. Okay, let's see. Alright, so I took the gifts that were sent to me in the mail. I've put those into the giveaway vaults. Let's see, I've already done the routine. Looking good. Salt back to Untamed. And what is the next thing I wanted to do? Let's pour back here. Oh, I need to get the shards of the Homestead for the week. Check on that. I had that happen a few times the first couple months when I came back to the game. Aviator box on a chest in Orc Basin. Finally, someone replied, was complaining about it. That just toggles off you interact with the box again. Yeah, I actually, that was how I sort of met Julia, who is, you know, Ko's emote artist. She saw me streaming one day, and she had seen my guides, and she came into my chat. She's like, "Hey, Muk, you don't know me." And I was like, "Actually, I do know you. We just never spoken." And she's like, my screen is brown, and I cannot get it to turn off, and I cannot play the game normally, and I do not know what to do. Should I open a ticket?" And I had to think about it for a minute. I'm like, "Did you click on, like, a box recently?" She's like, "My character's arms are stuck to their sides, like it's broken." And I'm like, "You clicked on an Aviator's box. Okay." And I told her, I was like, "Just log out, log back in, or if you're near the box, click it again." But it actually led to me meeting someone who came to Twitch and talked to me because they thought their game was broken. Like, they couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So it's not the first or even 50th time I've had this conversation. Like, yeah, it's an innocent thing, but again, if you put it on top of like, again, the worst one I've seen is if you summon the Black Lion Merchant. If I use this guy, if I summon this person, if you look at my mouse cursor, do you see how when my mouse cursor gets this close, I'm highlighting that NPC? This NPC is bugged. If I summon this NPC on top of a treasure chest, you might not be able to open that chest, all right? Like, you might have to wait 5 minutes for this NPC to disappear. Like, because this NPC's click box is so mucking large, you cannot open some boxes if this NPC is summoned on it. And I can summon this where I want. So, like, this is an example, this is the worst example I know of if you summon this on top of, like, the end of meta chest, it mucks over, like, 50 other people. The Aviator box is, like, really tame by comparison, but it's just, it's another thing. The Aviator box, the Mesmer portals on chests, the mounting up and, you know, turtle on chests, and stuff like that, like, it's just one person who is gaining joy by having other people have less joy, which is inhuman. It's a small amount of it, but it's inhuman. Let's see. I enjoy an efficient playstyle. I get to the next meta, do things, so to me it's mean. It might not be for other people. Portal's not that annoying as Aviator Merchant is. Depends where the portal goes. You can make a broken portal in Octavine that drops you into the world, and then you have to, like, waypoint out. And if you hit a loading screen, then you miss the boxes at the end of the meta. So some portals are a minor inconvenience, and others you lose the meta loot. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that one. That happens to the Aviator box, so I realized what happened to the box despawn. Had to do the final Naos event with it on. I wish there was a way to turn it off. Okay, so yeah, so there you go. So yeah, Aviator box, you gotta click the box again or relog to get rid of it. But there's someone who was in the final part of a meta, and they couldn't get rid of it, because if they relogged, they would lose their spot on the map. So they had to keep it on for like 30 minutes. That is... That's unfortunate, to be sure. That is incredibly unfortunate. Yeah, that's the problem, is it doesn't have an off button on the bar. You know, it's not like the Halloween costumes where you could click a button on the bar to get rid of it. Okay, Homestead. Alright. Is the behavior reportable? No, it's not reportable. I mean, well, okay, let me rephrase that. You could report anything you want, but I don't think they're going to do anything about that. They'll just be like, oh, be careful what you click on. Let's see. Okay. So, for those that don't know, the Homestead refinement stuff, you actually kind of want to do this each week because of if you're making Klob Jarnies. Let's see. To upgrade this more, I need 100 rotted titan amber.
Look at me, I'm so curvy!
75 capacity. I've already got all the efficiency upgrades to this one. Alright, so look for the ones that have a 2. Alright, we'll do that one. Lettuce. Sage leaf. Is there any others with the 2? That one. What is that? Saffron. Seaweed. Alright. That's it for now. Atmok, those aren't weekly. Don't do those. It's a waste of currency and items. Wait, what? Those are weekly? Yeah, I know they're weekly. That's why I'm doing it. Like, this right here. Wait, hold on. Are you talking about this or are you talking about this, Mahuyo? Can you be more specific? Oh, I didn't get my tree earlier. Whoops. Tab 3. Oh, wait. Are you saying the capacity is just for tab 3? Tab 2. What's tab 2? Write a complete sentence and then hit enter. My goodness. Okay, what is this? We need honey flowers. Ursus obliges. Let's see. Honey flowers. Where's the bank thing? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I could get that right now. I could get that right now with these. Efficiency is how many materials needed per refined material capacity is how many weekly trades you can make. But there's weekly trades in this... Excuse me. There's weekly trades in this tab, and there's weekly trades in this tab. Does capacity affect both of them? Tab 1 and Tab 3 have weekly trades. Black market is separate. Alright, so like this says 250 more per week. If I buy this... Now it still says 250 more per week. But this still says 300. So the tooltips for neither one of them changed. Alright. It says 400 top right. Oh, what the hell? What did that say before? Why does this say 250? That say 400? ArenaNet. What? It was 300 before? Okay. Alright. Consume all this. That's 1,000 Ursus obliges. And then I need 4 honey flowers. Oh, god dang it. Oh, good, good, good. I was just about to say, because I summoned that stupid black lion person earlier, now I won't be able to get this. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, I'm fine. Never mind, we're fine. All right, last efficiency upgrade. Okay. All right, so now we can get a whole... Oh, wow. 500, nice. Okay. Could be 250 for one of them, 400 in general. Yeah, I just did 250 trades there, but that got me 500. That got me 500 refined wood because that efficiency upgrade. So I just did 250 trades, but I gained 500, and now I can get another 150 somewhere else. All right. All right, and Metal Forge. I've already done all the efficiency upgrades here. Okay, that one gives 2. We're out of copper. Alright, we'll just get the rest as mithril. It's not like I'm making another Klob Jarny today. Alright, there we go. Alright. Do that. And head over to Deft. He's always creeping in my house. And... Shard of the Homestead. Out of curiosity, how many of these can I make right now? 130. Alright. Prepping toward the next Klob Jarny, chat. Could be 250 for one of them and 400 in general. Well, it's the number is the number of trades, but some of the trades give you more than other trades. I need to work on getting more antique summoning stones. Well, I mean, weekly reset has occurred. You can go to Arborstone and get 5 of them right now, if you haven't already. All right. Going to start knocking out some hearts in Janthir so that I can get the shards. Actually, wait. Do I have Oh, I gotta hold still for this one. Do I have? Wait, Amalg. I have 60 left. Okay. I'm gonna need to. What am I gonna need to do? I am going to need to see if I can make any amalgamated gemstones with the stuff I have.
Reach is a spear's prime advantage. Best keep your target at a distance. If they encroach, switch to Fang and Claw. Ah.
There's no limit to Homestead Shard? Correct. But the other stuff, there's limits. Did you get perma bank access or did you get lucky? I bought it from another player. God, they gave me a good deal on it, but I bought it from another player. I mean, I've got 9,000 hours in the game, so very slowly over time, I've gotten everything I wanted. I've got full legendary, I've got bank access, I've got black lion access, I've got merchant access. I'll say I use the bank one 20 times more often than either of the others.
No cheating by sword, bow, axe, or what have you. Only spear hits.
The back item you have is from Wing 4? Yeah, it's called Burden. I believe it comes from the Deimos fight. What about the crafting station? Do you have it? No. I have never felt like I needed that. Station is much more, I think. Well, yeah, there's just some I don't care about, like the hairstyling contract. My guy looks good in his hat. So I don't care about the hairstyling contract. I'm not concerned about the crafting station. If I need to craft, I usually am in town anyway. You can get spear from barrel to do the event. Yeah. So if you're not using a build with spear, you could just grab one from the barrel, and then you don't have to mess up your build.
Newcomer wins fair and square. Take note, Cubs.
Fast way to get antique summoning stones. Use 20 emails to create 20 killers to accounts. Buy 20 EOD expansions and Blamo, and one day you can purchase 100 antique summoning stones. You're welcome. Actually, my Synology, no, because they still have to get the mastery too. So all those accounts would have to grind the mastery to do the Arborstone Merchant.
Newcomers team.
How expensive is it to do legendary open world armor? I don't think it's that bad. It does have costs associated with it. I would say the biggest expense though is time. It takes a lot of time. You have to do a lot of rifts and stuff. Like it's easy, it's soloable, but it's easy in terms of the challenge, but its challenge lies in the fact that it takes a lot of time. Any nice pets for Ranger with the new expansion? With Janthir? No. No, in Soto, they added a thing called the Spine Gazer. In Janthir, they haven't added any. I'm just an ArenaNet shill trying to sell more expansions. Okay, Myson, when you buy your 20 copies, use my referral link. The Warclaw pet. Oh, you're right. Sorry, that thing sucks. I forgot it exists. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I forgot about it. Hang on. Where's he at? Yeah, the baby Warclaw. There it is right there. It's a cat, but it does less damage than every other cat in the cat family. And in trade for it doing less damage, it can give super speed around it for 3 seconds. And it has a 300 CC. So it's a worse CC pet than other CC pets. It's worse damage than any other cat. And it has a 3-second super speed. So... Also, they really missed out on an opportunity by not calling the super speed skill Zoomies. It's Rallying Roar. But yeah, it's cute and all, but it's not going to be good for any content. The thing is, it's so well-rounded, it's bad at everything. So you're really, I don't think any ranger's really going to use it. The Warclaw pet's fantastic. I disagree. It's one of the lowest damage pets. And as far as, what lowest damage cats? And it also has the low CC compared to pets that are focused on CC. Like, if you want CC, you're going to use Electric Wyvern or Rock Gazelle. If you want damage, you're going to use a different animal. If you want super speed, you're not going to tell the ranger bring 3 seconds of super speed. You're going to have, like, a scrapper there that can keep it up permanently. Why is the cat sleeping all the time? Is there something wrong with it? No, it's just a cat. Honestly, he's just kind of social. Like, he likes, like, at the moment, I'm the only one home. So he's in here because he wants to be nearby. And I like the companionship. But no, he runs around and plays from time to time. We've got toys and stuff. He's not even that old. He's just over 6. Alright. 2 more of these, and I'll get this heart done with pretty much low effort, so I'm just gonna wait on that. Ship is perfection, do not blaspheme.
Back to the action soon, after this quick break.
Oh, I disturbed his slumber. There you go, he's running around now. He's like, oh shoot, that reminds me, I left the stove on. Put a chill trap under the CC training guy. It will insta complete it. The CC training guy?
How about a test of when my guard's up? Think strategically. Head-on attacks don't always land, so get creative.
Wow. Not insta, but...
Ooh. Need to get
Storm
my
Spirit did
best
the
after
rest.
that. Ready for you. Don't you dare pull your punches.
I will say, I like this one, though, because you get a lot of lowland honeycombs. And a lowland honeycomb, you can eat it, if you wish to. And it gives you 5 versus obliges. So you can get mountains of honeycombs and obliges from just chilling here. But I'm just going to wait till this finishes, then go to the next art. You gain like 30% of the heart. Yeah, but keep in mind, this is also a separate event as well. So if you are just doing it via this, you get 4 events and the heart done. But yeah, you're right. I didn't know about that trick. I learned something new. Is Chip younger than the stream streak? The stream streak started May 26, 2018? Hold on. Yeah, May 26, 2018. And it was near Christmas of that year that we got Chip. So he was probably born a few months after the streak started. So he's a little bit younger than the number that's always in the stream title. Did you see the recent Fextralife drama regarding PoE2? Yeah, I did. That was an interesting thing. Hang on a second. Where's Path of Exile Twitter? Just a minute. I'm trying to pull it up because I want to give facts.
Next up, we'll be giving the floor.
Okay. So let me finish this event and then I'll explain it because I think it's important that everybody gets all the details because there's a bit of misinformation floating around. But yeah. Hang on.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
We gotta. What are we doing? Beating up kids or something? We gotta beat up some kids or something.
My name is Thea, and I'm an illuminate of the
Oh no, this is the illusion one. Never mind. Defend the children.
Will we learn to explode things with our minds?
My grandma says magic turns you mad in the head.
Your grandma's mad in the head. My head's sound.
My grandma's
Mine
mad in the head
smells
too. That's
tons.
fine.
I don't want to be exploded.
I saw
or
Gazzy's video.
mad in the head.
I have not seen Gazzy's video, but I've seen the situation unfold.
Seems we have some misconceptions about magic. Why don't we start on our exercise, and I'll clarify some things.
Why do you only play Asera? I just like the idea of little dude, big hat, and I think they're funny to watch. Like their animations. Like, would a Char or a Norn do a dodge, they'd like tuck up and roll, but these guys do like a full
It's my
somersault.
10-month sub anniversary. I'm excited. Are you?
I am so excited, Alox. I've been looking forward to this. Yeah, I mean, Willie, it's basically, I'm playing just a little dude with an oversized hammer. Like, honestly, I just think they're fun.
Of the mind and senses. Just as you might master a particular class of spear work, wizards may specialize.
I had not potion next to my name. Unacceptable.
Ready?
I had no potion next to my name. Thank you.
These first enemies are called Naga. They hail from the land of Kanka. Back to the sea. Adapted to land and water, making them quite versatile.
Ugh, how gross.
Little dude races is best in slot markers too.
Corrupted by the power of ancient elder dragons.
Don't let your guard down.
Don't get too comfortable. Next.
What DPS class has the easiest rotation to DPS ratio?
Clever.
Pistol Thief. You can go AFK and its auto attack does 30,000.
Remember to breathe.
Core Hammer Warrior is up there. Like, if you're just wanting the most damage for least amount of work, those are some of the top picks. Okay. Oh man, lots of juicy questions in the chat. Okay, so hold on. Let's talk about the first thing that came up. All right. So, first off, quick background check. Fextralife. I think if I'm going to tell you the story, I should tell you that Fextralife and myself are both managed by the same agency, which is, well, managed is the wrong word, but they get us like sponsorships and stuff, which is SideQuest. Okay, so for me, Fextralife is kind of like a coworker. I've talked to them twice. All right, I'm not like really close with them. Like I've talked to like Loranity 10,000 times more than I ever have Fextralife, but I see them in the coffee room, you know, the break lounge from time to time. Okay, so full disclosure, that's how I know them. All right, Fextralife has a wiki. If you've ever been playing like Elden Ring and you have been like stuck and you looked up something, it probably pulled up the Fextralife wiki. So if I go to their wiki, here it is. You can click on something. I'm gonna click on I don't know, Dark Souls Remastered here, and it goes to this. There is a stream embed here. They have not streamed in I think a year. So they're, you know, this is their stats for the last 365 days. Okay, so there's a lot of folks that know Fextralife because of some drama that happened over a year ago. I think it's important to point out that when Twitch changed their rules, they said okay, and they stopped streaming. So like they did abide by the rules that Twitch laid out. If you are very behind in operating on old information with Fextralife, I think it's important to recognize that when Twitch said, okay, we're changing the rules because we don't like, you know, like they were gaming, they were within the bounds of the system, but they were doing something that Twitch didn't like, and Twitch said, we're changing the rules. They said, okay, and they stopped. All right, so they stopped doing this. The TLDR of what happened a year ago is they would stream, and their stream was embedded on the wiki, and because their wiki is so widely used, their stream would always have like 10,000, 20,000 views before you got any that were real. Okay, so this is not like how my website, for example, which I'm a much smaller creator. My website has my stream right here. This gets maybe 10 views per stream. All right, because my website has much less traffic. All right, my website usually points people to a YouTube video that they need, and then they leave my website. So I get maybe like, you know, right now I've got 331 viewers, maybe 10 of them are on my website, okay? For them, it was like 20,000 from the website and then some that were real, okay? So that's what led to Twitch changing their embed rules like a year ago. So a lot of people, they hear Fextralife and they just, ugh, because they remember that thing from a year ago. All right, so that is what they do, if you didn't already know, and that was their thing in the past. All right, so Path of Exile 2. They tweeted this recently. Okay, wait, hold on a sec. Before that, Fextralife tweeted some guides for PoE 2. People are like, how do you already have guides for PoE 2? Then Path of Exile tweeted, we've seen speculation that some people might have already have early access to the early access version of PoE 2. To clarify, some traditional games media have been given access to review a version of the game. Part of the stipulation that media were given is that this is for review purposes only. They may share their opinions of the game, but are not allowed to produce guide-style content from this version that would spoil the discovery of the game's post-unedited playthroughs. Then, they are not playing on the same servers as the early access version. None of their progress will be kept. In addition, all of the content they produce is embargoed until the release of early access December 6th, so no content is supposed to be posted until then. Okay? Unfortunately, there was a miscommunication with Fextralife that resulted in a video being posted early. This was a mistake on our end and is in no way on Fextralife. Okay, so I have had this happen before. What I would guess happen is Fextralife got a contract, and it's probably the same contract that all the other people got, and then they were told in like a Discord conversation, like a DM, like, hey, don't post anything till the 6th. Something like that. They probably weren't told, okay? And the fact that PoE said, this is on our end, like, dude, why would PoE go to bat for Fextralife? I don't think they're just making this up, okay? I think that they are like, yeah, we checked the logs, we forgot to tell them this, that's on us. I completely believe that. So this is extremely important. On release day, we want players to be able to make a more informed choice about it if they would like to buy a key. We believe that allowing traditional games media access should be able to accomplish this without spoiling the game. Okay, so I saw Fextralife posted the thing. I saw PoE post this. This is some really intense music. PoE posted this, and I'm like, okay, so there was a problem. All right, so PoE owned the mistake. Now, at this point, though, at this point in time, my own personal opinion of this is that that's really unfortunate for Fextralife, you know? A lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth with anytime they hear Fextralife. So they saw this, and then they immediately, like, look at it. Look at the responses down here. Fextralife is a blight on the gaming community. Like, this is underneath PoE saying this was our fault. And that one of the top comments is Fextralife is a blight. Fextralife is not traditional games media. It's a wiki that serves to line the pockets of the most disingenuous, unethical individual. All right, so it's just stuff like this, okay? So, hey, what's up? So just really, really nice stuff. So, all right. Now, this has kind of brought to life some other stuff. So, for example, Neversink. All right, if you've ever played Path of Exile, you've probably heard of Neversink Loot Filter. Neversink is the guy who makes that and supports it. He posted some stuff that I found really interesting. I need to see if I can find it. It was just a couple of days ago. Okay, here we go. All right. He wrote, I want to elaborate why I dislike the Fextralife situation, and I criticize it so sharply. It's not even about the NDA or the spoilers, which, again, you could say that that was because of Path of Exile made a mistake. It's about the wiki. Let's compare. And then he writes PoE 1 wiki, Elden Ring Fextralife wiki. And then he posts some pictures. Okay, so here's the PoE wiki. Here's the Fextralife Path of Exile wiki. Elden Ring wiki. And he says, a wiki is a community tool. Fextralife's head start allows them to prep data mined content, prepare SEO, and prepare content. Which is true. For those who don't know about what SEO does, it is effectively how you get Google to give your thing. Like, if someone, okay, imagine if you went to Google and you looked up amalgamated gemstones. You would want the top thing to be the GW2 wikis thing for amalgamated gemstones. But what if I set up really solid SEO and some crappy video from me was at the top and then the wiki was underneath it? A lot of people who don't know better are going to click my link to my video. This is what he means by prepare SEO, okay? To launch a vastly worse version of their wiki in the hopes that the community will edit their wiki so that they can make ad, VIP, YouTube, and Twitch money. All right, I'm a content creator myself. Filterblade has some ads and a Patreon to keep the servers running and pay all the costs. And if I click on Neversink and go to his link tree, he probably has his Patreon in here. Yes, he does. Here it is. He's got 2,000 members. So, and what's his smallest tier? Most members are all of the smallest tier, not all, but some. So he's making $2,000 a month from his Patreon. Okay. So going back to this. As a content creator, you need to strike a healthy balance of income versus content. The Fextralife wiki is maximize income end of the stick extremely. It's also not community managed. The community has limited access. As a PoE player, I want to be able to Google a unique and end up in a good wiki with up-to-date content. I don't trust Fextra to provide this level of quality. This is especially true in PoE, a game that receives updates every couple of months. Their Elden Ring wiki is highly outdated, a single-player game with rare updates. I don't trust them to deliver good content in a live service game. Okay, and so what he meant by like highly income driven is the fact that when you click here, what did he write here? Hang on a sec. Open image in new tab, and I'm gonna zoom in a lot here. So we've got ad space, paid VIP, wiki access. I don't know what's in there, so I can't say anything on that. Some outdated data, all 3 videos, links to their own content, chat and stream embedding to promote their content. Again, this was stopped over a year ago. Like, I'm not saying that they're doing great stuff here. I'm just saying, you know, let's stick to the facts. This ended over a year ago. Ad space. So that's his opinion right there. And you know what? I think that's entirely valid. There was something else I think he posted that I thought was kind of that I thought was really weird. I'm gonna see. I'm not sure where he posted it. Let me search his post under media. Let me see. No, I don't see it. I don't think it was recent. No, it's fine. It's fine. Basically, there was a thing where they showed that on all of the pictures, like if you went to Fextralife and you pulled up a picture of like a piece of armor and you kind of looked at it really closely, they watermarked the image, so it says Fextralife over the image. And I don't really understand the purpose of that, and I thought that was really weird. Because like, imagine if you go to my website and you look up amalgamated gemstones, and then like there's an icon for it, but it has it watermarked. I don't know. I think that's kind of odd. I don't know that it's inherently evil, but it's weird. So anyway, they've got their wiki thing. What this whole situation sounds like to me is this is not their fault. This is Path of Exile made a mistake, and Fextralife was like, oh, I'm allowed to post stuff immediately, and they're like, yeah, or, you know, oh yeah, but then they give them the wrong date, I don't know. They posted videos on, they complied by the embargo, and then no one else was allowed to post videos that day, so everyone was like, they broke NDA, which was apparently false. And so it just shined a whole bunch of spotlights on them, and now everyone is coming to bat with any grievances they've got. Now, do I think that they're perfect? Oh, heck no. I mean, the guy, had some stuff that, was absolutely valid feedback. If the Elden Ring wiki that is on Fextralife is, a year out of date, then what hope is there for the Path of Exile wiki if it were here to stay up to date when it's changed every few months? Stuff like that. Yeah, that's completely valid feedback. But someone asked, what is the Fextralife situation? That's what it is. This happened. This wasn't Fextra's fault. It shined a spotlight on them, and now everyone is stepping up with every grievance that they've got from the past. Sam says the posting of the video falls on grinding your games. That much is fact. However, Fextra also went and made guides based on the review version of the game they have access to when they were explicitly told not to. No, hold on. Well, hold on. Like, again, fair's fair here. This right here, you are saying that Fextra was specifically told not to. I would argue they weren't, because there was a miscommunication that resulted in the video being posted early. That miscommunication may have also been that Grinding Gear Games didn't tell them, don't post guides. Right? Like, we don't know what was in the miscommunication. And posted it publicly on their wiki despite the embargo. Again, what was in the miscommunication? Did Grinding Your Games forget to tell them about the embargo period? We don't... Hold on, have they said anything about this? Hold on. Fextralife. Well, I want to see if they've said anything. Animated series, Sony, Tempest Rising, Stalker, Light of Motorum, Warhammer Space Marine. No, okay, we're back to November 30th at this point. Let me see here. Fextralife YouTube? I don't know if they've said anything about this. Okay, there's a bunch of videos about Fextralife as Fextralife. Loud noises as soon as... that was an autoplay video on their YouTube channel. Maybe in replies? No, I don't think so. Even if there was a miscommunication, they were still in violation after... No. That's not how it works. You can't have me sign a contract and then tell me, oh, I forgot to tell you, you also need to sacrifice a goat. And then I'm like, I'm not sacrificing a goat. And then you be like, oh, you're violating the contract. You cannot just verbally throw another rule at someone after a contract is signed and then say that they're breaking that rule. The problem is... Now, again, I'm playing devil's advocate here, you guys. I don't know what was in the contract, okay? The problem here is we don't know what was in it, okay? The miscommunication, all right? The miscommunication, what did it include? Okay? It clearly included the wrong date for when they're allowed to post stuff. It may have included the you're not allowed to post guide stuff, right? Okay, so then here is one thing that, because I've been doing a lot of defense. All right, I'm going to switch to offense here, okay? All right, let's say, hypothetically, let's say the missed information, PoE forgot to give Fextra.
Call underscore me underscore Mr. underscore wizard gifted a tier 1 sub to sacrificial underscore goat.
When you can
this
post
is their
guides,
first gift sub in the channel.
Embargoed date. Okay? Which is, there's kind of some overlap there. All right? So let's say this stuff was, they forgot to tell them. All right? Then, Fextra posts stuff. PoE reveals they made an oops. All right? This is the part where I don't really like how they did things. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, at this moment, Fextra could have probably gained a lot of community goodwill by saying that wasn't what I was told. However, I recognize what the community wants to do here, and I will abide by what they meant. Okay? They could be like, you know what? I was told I could post it on this day, just in my defense, all right? However, I see what they want, and I'm going to take my video down. I'm going to take my web pages down. I'll set them to private, something like that. And then I'll publish them on the date that they meant, because clearly this was not what was intended, and there was a big oops, right? That would have been one way of handling this. However, from what I understand, which is always very important words, they privated the video, but continued making guide web pages, which people are upset about. Now, legally, this might be completely allowed if GGG forgot to put this in the contract. Oh, GGG is Grinding Gear Games. They make Path of Exile. If PoE forgot to put this in the embargo thing for guides in their contract with Fextra, this might be completely allowed. However, it's not earning community goodwill, right? So, we cannot argue that they're breaking the rules when PoE themselves admitted they forgot to give them some pieces of paper to sign. However, we can say that after Fextra realized that they were going against the spirit of what Path of Exile wanted, they did continue posting stuff, which people are upset about. Okay? I think it's completely fair feedback to say, wow, dude, what the hell at this point in time, right? Because, like, up to right here, I think they did nothing wrong. But then down here, could they have handled it better? Yeah. If I was their community manager, like a community manager between Fextralife and the public, I would have been like, oh my god, are you serious? Like, dude, cleaning that up, oh my god, dude, I'd be going to my boss. Like, are you out of your goddamn mind? Seriously. Like, that is not how we should have handled that. So yeah, like I'll be, on the other side for that part. Slight correction, but the understanding isn't that they only post guides after a certain date. It's do not make guides from the review copy of the game. Part of that is even if Fextralife legally not in the wrong based on the proposed chain of events, they are burning bridges with GGG, as you are saying now, forfeiting community goodwill. Right. That's the thing, is legally, as far as like, did you adhere to the contract you signed? They're probably completely fine. Like, think about this. Fextralife, essentially, ever since they stopped doing anything related to Twitch, they essentially make a living posting these reviews for games. And guys, I was watching the Avowed one the other day. These aren't bad. These are not bad reviews. I watch these, from time to time. If it's a game I'm interested in, Avowed, I'm keeping an eye on. And, these are not bad. They've clearly got the rate that they churn these out and the quality of them. They clearly have a very big team of people that works on these things. However, they have to stay in good graces with games media in order to do this. I do not think that just to get the PoE video out sooner, which you'll notice it's not here, they privated it, that they would burn those bridges intentionally. I don't think that they're going to do that. People are mad at GGG for giving Fextra an early review copy at all. They're not really traditional media. Dude, what is traditional media even these days? Like a freaking newspaper? All right, so that one, I'll fight you on that one, Cam Gal. People are saying, oh, they're mad at them. I want you to look at something here, okay? All right. Look at this, all right? And keep in mind, there's no embed for this or anything like that, all right? Every video, look at this. 100K, 100K, 55K, 11K, 17K, 215K, 40K, 47K. Dude, if you get them to do a video about your game, it is guaranteed to be seen by 40 to 400,000 people, all right? And here's 400K right here for Veilguard. Like, whether it's traditional media or not, is good publicity. Right? If you think you have a solid product and you can get Fextralife or someone similar to do videos and coverage about your product, it will be seen by a lot of eyes. And that's their goal. Okay? So whether or not it's traditional media or not, it's okay, that's just like semantics at that point. So, I mean, can you dislike the fact that GGG chose to work with Fextra? I mean, yeah, you're allowed to. You're allowed to dislike that. But can you argue that it would not work? No, I don't think you can. Because I think it absolutely gets a lot of eyes on the product. But yeah, at that point, I think people just get fixated on the traditional media phrase, and they don't think about, like, the goal there. Like, the goal of traditional media is to get more awareness and eyes on your product because you're proud of it and you want people to like it and buy it and play it. And Fextralife's reviews absolutely qualifies as that. Like, they pull crazy numbers. One of the big things also is if Fextralife had mucked up only once or twice ever, it's one thing, but they've lost benefit of the doubt due to how they've done a bunch of scummy things in the past that people are going to immediately assume they're just in the wrong, even if they're in a gray area. Yeah, I agree with that, Kessie. Fextralife has done stuff in the past that is, like, a lot of people have not been happy with them about. So now, anytime anyone hears Fextralife versus anyone, they immediately just take the side of the other one because of some stuff that's happened in the past. That's completely accurate. Another thing to consider, Fextralife is in fact just a lizard in a human costume. What? Without saying the contract are getting over certain, true. But they've lost the benefit of the doubt from the broader gaming community from how they've been acted before. Also true. Yeah. Like, if You guys remember when I got berated by Darren's and Nike and like a whole mob for like a month, and I finally posted a video that I was like, look, here's what happened. If I were them, I would consider that. Like, I would consider making a video that's like, look, this is what I signed. This is the thing. Or maybe a picture of the conversation. Like, hey, I asked them, could I post this on this day? They said yes. And then, when I found out later that that was not what they intended, I took it down. But again, everything after that moment is how they choose to act based on that information. Because they could have doubled down and kept posting guides, or they could have stopped posting stuff, period, and been like, okay, that's not what we agreed to. Clearly a mistake was made. However, in the spirit of what they wanted, we've taken the videos down or guides down for X days, whatever. But that from that point on, it's up to them to choose how they wish to act like it. For an older PoE player, we've had a lot of trouble in the past with a bad wiki until we replaced it with a new good wiki. People are also scared it'll happen again. Maybe. I do think that the people complaining about spoilers, I think that's really stupid because it's up to you what videos you watch. Like, I don't want spoilers, so I didn't click on those videos. So, like, if you don't want spoilers, don't freaking go click on them. Let's see. When will you start making the tier list of the games you played this year? Oh, it'll be after the January 1st. People need to go outside. This isn't something that requires entire meltdowns to deal with. There are moments where you could say that this is something that is worth talking about. So, like, Rat King, let me give you an example. Back when Fextralife was doing the embed thing. Now, you guys know me. I believe that an embed is a tool, and if you are using it to like promote visibility or something, or to get people into your stream to ask questions, for example, there are many people here in the chat that were here looking for a answer to something, and then they saw I was live, and then they just popped in and asked me the question directly, and I answered it. that's how I feel an embed is. It's okay to use it, but that's my personal opinion. You're allowed to disagree. When they had like 10,000 plus viewers each day, that was supposedly largely from the embed. Let me go back to like 2021 here. Okay. Yeah, like every day 10 to 15K, and you don't know how many were real. There is a lot of concern from people about like sponsorships. Now, no one has facts on this. I think it's important to point that out. A lot of people are saying like, oh, well, if a sponsorship, you paid them based on 10,000 viewers and didn't know a bunch of them were from the embed, that's really disingenuous. And I agree, that is, if that happened. I don't know that it happened, but that is super disingenuous if it did. So that's the kind of thing that gets people like really leery about that kind of thing. But as far as like, you know, requiring, I mean, not requiring a meltdown, but requiring a very serious conversation, because at that point, if that ever happened, that would basically be swindling. You know, you tell someone like, oh yeah, you pay me, you know, $10,000 for 10,000 views, and then you don't know that you actually got 3. You know, that would be something to have a very serious conversation about. But this is a completely different thing, and a lot of people are dragging that past stuff into it. Part of traditional media discussion is giving a copy to a site or channel that almost exclusively makes wikis and guides, while asking them very nicely not to make guides or having the knowledge go towards advantaging their wiki seems thoughtless on GGG's part. Maybe. Again, though, that really seems to come back to GGG messed up. Like, you know, you could say that they shouldn't have worked with Fextralife, and I think that's opinionated. In my mind, like, again, you know, I do this for a living. And if I were like, wow, if I wanted to promote something, if I paid these guys to make a video promoting it, it would almost guaranteed get 40,000, maybe even 100, maybe 400,000 views. Like, that's a really good return on my investment, right? You know, like if I get like a really small streamer or a really small YouTuber to make a video on my product, it might get 0 views. You know, this is crazy. Dude, 900K on that one. This is a crazy return from a business perspective. So it's just like, when I look at why GGG decided to work with Fextra, like this is what comes to my mind, is these reviews are really good. They might not have even been considering the guides thing. They might have just been like, oh yeah, they'll probably make some guides out of it, but we're paying them for the review. Or we're giving them the early access key because we want them to put up, you know, a good review out early on. Spoiler stuff sounds like it's more based on the spoilers being embedded into the wiki info versus a separate video, so you're more likely to just come across it and intentionally actively look into it. That's fair. Cassie, I think that's a fair criticism. There's already a wiki for PoE2 being made by the same people who maintain the good PoE wiki, so everyone experience will point to that one. Bottom line, Twitch found the embeds on Guildgen were breaking terms, so they were disabled. Wait, what? Twitch found the embeds on Guildgen were breaking terms, so they were disabled. Hold on a sec. That was a sharp left turn into a whole different conversation. Let me see. Yeah, Jen did take it down. So yeah, the last I talked to Jen about that was some of you may remember when I asked her to take mine down until such time where it's like clearly at the top of the page, like it is on the lab up here. Just because I wanted to stop all of the drama around that. The last I looked, Valen was still on here, but it's not. I'll have to ask her. I don't know what happened there. More embed shenanigans? No, we're talking about the Path of Exile thing with Fextralife. Because I had been following it, so I felt like I knew a good chunk of what was going on here, so I was sharing what I knew. Talking about spoilers, I was watching the Cyberpunk VOD from yesterday. It's incredible how people can't keep their mouths shut. I know, right? Yeah, for those who don't know, I've been playing my first playthrough of Cyberpunk, and people in chat cannot shut up sometimes. They cannot shut up sometimes. Let's see. Bottom of Twitch phone. Let's see. PC Gamer Magazine had a max circulation of around 50,000. Yeah. Yep. YouTube comments chaos is the only friend group I need. Can't wait for Mug to pay attention to us again and clock this chaos. I thought it was Guild Wars Tuesday. Would it become Fextralife Friday? Nice. No, y'all know me. I like talking. I like conversation. But yeah, anyway, that's what's going on with PoE. That's what's going on. That's how Fextralife was involved. And yeah, I knew a bit about it because I had been kind of following it. But that's what I know so far. People really want to avoid the very thing that happened at D4. On day 1, there were 200 guides with every build soft. Don't click them. Literally don't click them. I didn't click them. Hell, I was having a hard enough time getting my game to work because D4 was a piece of crap. But I mean, dude, oh my god, it does not bother me at all. If you don't want to look at a bunch of guides, don't look at the guides. Just play it blind. I do not understand complaining about a video where it only hurts you if you click on it. Like, unless the only way a video is gonna hurt you if you don't click on it is if it's like, you know, inciting a rebellion or something, and then that spills over into your hometown. But like, yeah. I read the whole Veilguard wiki, and now I am mad because spoilers. Oh my god. What if, this is just a ploy by GGG to secretly be like, now because of this we're canceling PoE 2, now announcing PoE 3? You know someone PoE when they type D4 bad? Dude, okay. Look. That is such a political thing. Like, someone says, like, oh yeah, I kind of like blue team. And you're like, oh, so you hate red team? No. Okay. I have been playing Diablo since 1996. Do I like Path of Exile? Yeah. Do I like every Diablo game so far up until D4? Yeah. Do I like Grim Dawn? Yeah. Do I like Pillars of Eternity? Last Epoch? Yeah. D4 was bad. D4 was, oh my god, dude, Vessel of Hatred made me lose interest in a franchise I have been actively playing for, what, 28 years? That is some heavy amounts of bad. That is some incredible amounts of bad. Like, for it to make me lose interest in a franchise I've been following for 28 years, Vessel of Hatred was just, wow. That's incredible. Let's see. Discounted shards. Oh, I forgot to get the discounted shards. Alright, go ahead and get these. Yeah, there was 2 games this year that gave me major buyer's remorse, and it was D4 Vessel of Hatred and Veilguard. Dragon Age and Diablo. Like, literally, if Diablo comes out with another game, I don't know if I'll even try it. Vessel of Hatred was so freaking bad. Dude, skill tree, more like skill twig. You couldn't invest more than like 2 or 3 points in any skill. In D2, you could invest 20. In D3, when you got a skill, there was, okay, Hydra. There was Fire Hydra, Mammoth Hydra, Shocking Hydra, Poison Hydra, Arcane Hydra, Frost Hydra, Venom Hydra. There was like 6 flavors of every skill. In D4, some skills have 2 versions. That's it. So there's less depth than D2. There's less selection than D3. What does it have? Writing? No, the writing is also pretty terrible. So the writing's bad. And then what are we left with on D4? Good graphics. Yeah, it has good graphics. That's it. So it was, dude. And then on top of that, it was constantly. Now maybe this is just me, but I had D4 Vessel of Hatred constantly crashing. I actually in the final boss fight. Like, you know, almost dead, you know, almost at the final boss dead. The game crashed for like the 13th time, and then I just YouTubed the ending, and then I closed it, and I have literally not opened the game again. Those versions of skills run gear aspects. Hey, guess what? D2 and D3 also had gear that changed those skills. But it also had a skill tree that had more depth and more selection. Like, you can't just say, oh, but unique items. Everything since D1 has had unique items. Like, they've had that too. We're in the same guild. Greetings. Hello, Aladsai. No, look, like, if you like D4, that's totally fine. But just as someone who's played D1, D2, D3, and D4, D4 is so bad compared to the others. Like, whenever anyone asks me, like, hey, Muk, I'm interested in trying out an action RPG, what do you recommend? I'm going to say Last Epoch or Grim Dawn, or if you really want some depth, Path of Exile. I will not be recommending Diablo to people currently. I always kind of thought the Spiritborn was pay to win. The Spiritborn was literally any other class but green. Get to the point guide for every PoE2 boss. We'll see. Last Epoch had a lot of depth. It did, but it was also much easier to pick up. Path of Exile was kind of easier. Okay. My wife saw the Path of Exile skill tree and ran. All right.
Hey, Wayfinder, come here.
Last Epoch doesn't hit you with that knee-jerk impulse of make your wife flee. Okay.
I spear 'em, you catch 'em, and drop the fellows in this
Like
basket.
it's just different.
Painless death for the fish.
Wilson was good. I only played Wilson when it was in like its worst possible state.
But catch 'em with a careful paw.
I haven't played it
They'll
since they
slip
fixed it
right
up.
out of your grasp.
The green class is incredibly powerful in contrast to the other. Yeah, I saw Riker did a video on that where basically the green class was better by a magnitude of millions.
Every blood-sucking bog crawler is keeping an eye fixed on us.
What do we do here?
Good eating that.
Hold on, how do I do this? Catch and collect the fish. Do I actually have to do fishing? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, you just catch them. Okay. Hey, I haven't done this one before.
Good eating that.
Check in the skill tree for unique for the first time as a unique moment in life. Yeah. Yeah, going back to Vessel of Hatred, I know there's a lot of people that played D4 this year or Vessel of Hatred this year and they enjoyed it, and that's fine. That's great. I'm glad that they're having fun. I am not trying to convince them that they should stop having fun. I'm just saying, for me, it was so much worse than the earlier versions. The writing was worse than D1. The skill depth was worse than D2. The choices were worse than D3. And then it had good graphics. You can share the catching area? Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. I was trying to not step on other people.
It'll do.
Hope I'm not wrong to say hello with a hello live. No, you're totally fine, Aniuska. You're totally fine. It was an improvement over Immortal. Immortal, the phone one, is the only one I never played. I heard too many bad things about it. I didn't even try that one. I mean, plus it was basically a mobile game. Like, I saw Josh Strife Hayes' video about how it costed like $100,000 or something to match with the big kids. And there was one guy that actually spent like over $100,000 on the game. And he got so strong that matchmaking couldn't find him any opponents, so he basically couldn't play the game anymore. And then he sued to try to get his money back. And I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so incredibly dumb. So, an improvement over Immortal is a very low bar. Hoping this gives a lot of credit for this. Nice, it did. Okay, good.
Oof. Watch it now. There's a stir in the water, and I don't
There's a
trust
follow-up
it.
event down there? Oh, right on.
There it is. Can't blame the beast for being hungry, but it's gonna turn the shoreline to fish bones. I'll get these to the fishing lodge. You take care of our friend here.
I like how she's like, I'm gonna go do the not dangerous thing. You fight the dinosaur. Boop, boop, boop. Sweet. Easy event. Wait, did that finish that heart? I had so much left to do on that heart. Holy cow. That's a lot. That was a lot of credit. Let's see. Get the discounted charms. I'm gonna need more amalgamated soon. Getting low. Let's see. And bank. Shard. Wait. What? $21. Okay, 21. Yeah, I got them all. All right. Yeah, 21 per week. You can get 21 per week. It's not a material. Yeah, I realized that. It took me a minute. Muck has a video on him trying every healer that lays out pretty well. Oh, wait, what's up? Hang on, I missed a question. Hardcore says, I want to change to healer, still new to the game. I thought of going for quick heal Firebrand, but I saw a comment saying it wasn't so good in raids because of its range. That's a lie. It's top tier, which made me wonder what's the best overall healer, the one that has no problems doing all types of content. Also, what gear stat to choose? Most use Harriers, but why the power as a healer when you can switch to toughness on givers and be more tanky, or even Minstrel that has a mix, but then also saw someone say on raids the boss focuses the tank. Okay, so there's a few things there. Let's say, okay, so let's see. Here, heal Firebrand. What healer? What gear? Stuff like that. All right. So first off, if you're interested in trying out a support role, I've got a video called "So You Want to Play Support." Highly recommend that video. I actually, asked hundreds of people that play this game, like, what is the #1 thing you wish your support knew how to do? And I put it in that video. Next thing, what gear? People usually say Harriers. Why? Because most of the guides for things like Snow Crows are written by min-maxers, and they want their healers to do as much damage as possible. They want everyone to do as much damage as possible so that the boss dies faster, right? However, that's not required. Can totally bring givers or minstrels, because IMO, if a good healer is alive, everyone is alive, okay? What about tanking? There is 28 raid bosses. Less than, I don't remember the exact count, but less than 5 require tanks. And only a couple of those care about toughness. Some, such as Desmina, the tank just clicks a button and becomes the tank. Okay? So you can absolutely bring givers or minstrels gear to most of the raids and every single bit of content outside of raids. But in raids, there's a couple, such as Veil Guardian, Gorseval, what are some, Zera, like those will follow the tank, the toughness person. Those follow the person with the most toughness. So what's another one? Keep Construct. Okay, so as long as you know on those that you'd be the tank, you need to keep track. Deimos, yeah, Deimos. Yep. So there's a few there. So what, 6? Anyway, you can still bring Giver Minstrels on all the other content. If you don't want to be the tank, then you just need to check which bosses, check my get to the point guides or something like that. But you just need to check which bosses do care about toughness, and just know that before going in. Yeah, it's not a every single boss thing. It's a some bosses thing. Also, Greer and Decima dying. Get in on that. For my heal Scourge, almost all my jewelry slots are Celestial because I don't have legendaries to them. I don't want to craft more of them. Celestial is a great starting point for any class. And then you can move to more specialized stuff after that. With healers, the main thing is A, do I have enough concentration to keep my boon up? That is one of your top tasks. If you don't, then you need to revisit that. Because some healers need very little concentration to do their job, and some need a lot of it. No wizard hat? Hang on, I'll catch up on the redeems in a minute. I'm fighting the Titan!
Your journeykin, now! Shatter the armor from their flesh. Our spears will do the rest.
What if I wanted to revive people before you put me on this cat without asking me for permission? We're gonna AoE res right here. It worked for T4 Fractals? Yeah, outside of raids, I don't think there's anything in the game where you have to have a toughness tank. So I think you're free to run toughness for Fractals, for strikes, for open world, etc. You can run toughness or Selly or whatever. Yeah, healer, you need to make sure you've got enough concentration to keep the boon you're in charge of up. And then, you know, healing power outside of that. On Scourge, Selly is really, really good. Scourge has some of the most freedom of any of the classes when choosing. Like, dude, they don't even have weapons they're locked into. Like, Scourge can use, like, they have so many weapon options. They have, they can use Magi's, they can use Plague Doctors, they can use Selly, they can use Givers, they can use Minstrels. Like, they have a lot of choices for sure. Oh, wow. Well, I haven't used my Jade Bot yet. I'll use that. That was a zap. And Greer. Nice. Easy. GG. I'm about to flavor Richard Grieco.
When we heal, and we will heal, I will send a bolt through your skull.
Welcome to Flavor Town. Just breakdancing before she can even make her escape. Let's see. I'll refund the pet chips because he left the room. DJ Spud is in the queue. Okay. There you go, Merksleys. We're still here. Alright. Let's see.
Celebrate we
had a full 50-man squad on this map. I don't know how you got in without a queue. I have no idea. I literally just joined that map intending to do hearts, and I'm like, oh, the meta's going. Okay. Let's see. Let's just instantly do that one. And discounted shard. Boop boop. Okay. Wait, what? What? Let's see. Where's the heart merchant here? There he
Made
is.
it up north, have you? Glad to see you in one piece.
Let's just instantly do this one.
Breath to help us out here too.
And get these shards.
Cozy place, under the circumstances.
Okay, that weekly is done. Alright, so all that's left is this heart up here. And then I'll have gotten all my discounted shards of the week. What is the price on amalgamated gemstones right now? That's the wrong window. Let's try that again. 137. Okay. So even turning an amalgamated into a shard is like a gold profit. It's Bud this Bud from the Bright Red Mud. What's up, Quiz? I've been busy demuxing my other message. What's up, Rujani? If you mean about Selly, I did see that. You should craft amalgamators just to throw off you can. I didn't know they were craftable and it could help new players making a spear. Yeah, that's on my to-do list.
Thrilling.
I was trying to just get the hearts and stuff done first.
Readings. I could even venture a guess of how many spawn are present on the
And
island.
now all the hearts are done.
Our harvest here was fine indeed. I'll admit that.
There we go.
Well, I don't think either method would have worked quite
Okay.
as well without the complement of the other. It was a group
Cool. All right, so I've got all the hearts and bought all the shards I can for the week. And I'm going to try to remember to do that each time. For what it's worth, Mike, one of the fastest ways to get both of your Rift Essence and your weekly turn-in discounted shards is to do 5 T1 Rift Essences with the Convergence buff, plus T1 Motivations. You get your T1 Essences super fast, and the 5 Rifts give 12 hearts in turn. Yeah, I didn't do Motivations or anything. I did Rifts earlier to get those tokens that I just spent. Yeah, I did that. I don't remember if I did that. I might have done that before the weekly reset, so I might can do the rifts for the tokens again. We'll see. For now, though, I'm going to go check out crafting amalgamateds. It's great we can convert leftover essences to other stuff in the tower. Let's see, GW2 amalgamated gemstone. I'm glad it pre-filled for me. I don't like typing amalgamated. Okay, Crest, pilot. Do I have any crests or medallions? I have some. Guess I should have been keeping more of those. Alright, let's see. Huntsman Station. Put on the wizard hat. Sure. There we go. Alright. You can also use orbs for gems. Orbs. Orbs. Orb. These things? Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of them here. So 3 of any of these plus a crystal and dust.
Let's see the color of your coin.
Okay. Do 10 recipe with Ecto. $25 of each ore plus 5 globs. Let's try this out. I wonder, can I mix and match them? Can I do like that? Oh, I can. Nice. Sometimes you get 25. Oh, hey, look, you're right. As soon as you said it. Say it again, Xander. I need to hear it. Let's see. Stage. Oh, this is pre-recorded. Wonder what the exact odds are of the 25 thing. Well, I was worried that amalgamated gemstones would be a problem for me going into the next club journey I was gonna make, but I'm no longer worried about that. Hey, 25! I'm no longer worried about that. Is level 500 crafting the only way to get a crystalline ingot for Gift of Draconic Mastery? I don't recall off the top of my head. If it were me, I would go to the wiki for crystalline ingot and see if there's other ways to make it. Let's see. Alright, how many amalgamated do I have now? Over 250. Okay, cool. There we go. That's good enough. Alright, well, that took way less time than I thought it was going to. Alright, let's check achievements. What's the achievement for, like, the daily rifts in Janthir Century? Or weekly? Maybe I should just do one and then see what happens. Look under the Janthir Wilds category, look for weekly rifts. Alright. Is that a new recipe? No, that one's been there. Amalgamated gemstones have like 100 different recipes that make amalgamated gemstones. And that one is not new. Janthir Wilds. Janthir Century. What is it under? Weekly rifts. Oh, weekly rift hunting. It's right there. Oh, nice. Okay. It has reset for me. All right, cool. In that case, if anyone wishes to join me doing rifts, I'm going to do rifts to get those tokens that instantly complete the hearts until I can't get any more tokens. So I think that's going to be like 5 rifts. That's my next goal. And I'm on EU, if anybody chooses to join. This is a healthcare stream, not hamburger stream. He's rifting. I'm rifting. Oh! Pomegranates. I don't have time for pomegranates. I'm rifting. Wait, what? Oh! Hello, good luck. Thank you, Moose. Freebie? Yeah. Alright, that's one down. Alright, and... where is... oh, there it is. Took it a second to load. Cannot see your group. It's not in the group finder. Just use the squad join. Here, hang on. Exclamation squad. Exclamation squad. All right. So if you just copy that command into the game, you'll join the group no matter what. The /SQ join space Mukluk blah 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 that bit. Johnny says I can't join in the evenings. Well, it's not evening for me. Bye, Zame. Next up, somewhere northeast-ish. Why do I not see the red? I can't see it. I somehow managed to watch both streams most days, and I love you for it. You are my target audience. Alright. For some reason, I cannot see the red area on the map right now. So I probably would have been faster to waypoint, but I didn't know. Big numbers. Yeah, see these things right here, chat? This is what I'm here for. These tokens that are just instant hard completions on days that I don't want to do them. Where's Ark? I mean, it's just open world stuff, but there it is. And that makes 3. All right. Next one is somewhere southwest. I'm not sure where. Shattered Observatory final boss. Oh, ha 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 ha. Cheers. Hi, coffee cats. Oh, someone brought a bobblehead lab. Chug it. You know what? How does this look with breakdancing? Like a tire rolling around. Awful. Mimi Maple, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. Welcome. We're just finishing off some riffs right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Trying to get more of those heart tokens for instantly completing hearts. What happened with your head? I'm just ugly. I was just born like this. I'm working with what I got, man. I'm working with what I got. You look like a Funko? Oh, that's just insulting. Dermug the Beard improved it. Nice. Janthir Century incursions completed. Perfect. Alright. For those interested, I'm heading to Lowland Shore to do 5 rifts in Lowland Shore for the same reason. To get more of those Insta Heart tokens. Have you ever thought about making a Funko Muk? Muyo, I really don't have any passion for Funko Pops. I have considered making a, what is it called? Alright, so you know this guy who's on the screen now? A plushie of him. Yeah, for my modest little merch store. However, when I looked into it, when you order, like, a plushie, you gotta get that crap in bulk. Like, you gotta be like, yeah, I will pay you guys to make me 1,000 of these. And, yeah, it's like, you gotta... You can't just have it, like, in the store and then they make them on demand. You gotta get them in bulk. So, that kind of made me put a pause on that idea, because I'm confident that people... Because he's adorable. I'm confident I could sell, like, 20. I don't know. Why would you knock them all away? Oh my gosh. Someone in this group is an evil man. I am not confident I could sell 500 to 1,000 of them. So now I haven't really considered Funko Pops. Makeship is like Kickstarter for plushies. I could look into it. I'll write that down. Mimi says, hello, I was just told about you today. I am very much new. Hello, Mimi. Welcome to the game. I just saw your message. You were told about me. Good things, I hope. I guess if you're told, I guess I should introduce myself. Welcome to the community. My name is Mukluk. I stream every single day because I have a problem. I'm most known for Guild Wars 2 stuff. I have made a lot of guides over the years for Guild Wars 2. I just like doing that. Right now we're just being silly and just playing and doing riffs and stuff like that. But yeah, my YouTube channel has a lot of guides. Often I have questions welcome in the stream title. Usually if I don't know the answer to a question, I know where you can get the answer. It's like if you ask me for like, you know, the best rating firebrand build in the game, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, but these guys called Snow Crows, they have it, and here's a link. So if you need anything, let us know. We can get you what you need. If you know more about Mukluk, check yours to wiki about him. Oh my god, no. I think you're referring to that achievement that they did for me that has the Dennis link in it. The cursed one. I don't think you could just go to the wiki and type in Mukluk. I don't think that does anything.
Glad you're here, I am.
Well, our rift is overlapping with 2 nearby events, so we're getting notifications for those. You're on the wiki in 3 places. I am? That's actually news to me. I know about me being on the wiki for the Please Take a Seat achievement. That's it. Will you be making a Lonely Tower CM guide? Maybe. I have the opportunity, so okay. Most of the things I've made guides for in the game are things that you can pug. Things that you can't pug, or I couldn't get a pug to figure out how to do it, I haven't made guides for. Some examples of that include the Lonely Tower Challenge mode, Harvest Temple Challenge mode, Temple of Phoebe Challenge mode, you know, etc. However, I've also been, you know, not really in a rush to make guides for those because like 0.1% of the player base does that content. I'm gonna go make dinner. Be nice, bye all. See you, Mimi. Welcome to the community once again. So yeah, I would kind of like to make guides for that, just to, because it's like if you say like, oh, Mukluk has a full list of guides, there's an asterisk there, and I would love to get rid of that asterisk. But yeah, it's been very low on my priorities. It's such a very small percentage of the player base that does that type of thing. That, you know, any guides for CM stuff are just kind of less trafficked. But yeah, after doing, what was it, Raid Wing 8 with RTOTV and his crew, some of them were interested in doing more of that high-end stuff to help me check off those on the list, so I could probably get them to help me with that. So Bubble says, it does offer the site of the achievement when you type Mukluk into the wiki. Oh, it does? I had no idea it did that. Hang on. GW2 wiki. I'm actually curious now. Hold on a sec. Put it in dark mode. Okay. What does it do? Please take a seat. ArenaNet partner program. Trophy shipment drop rate. Wait, what? Huh? Control F, Mukluk. Oh! Okay. Okay, some of you may remember I did a video and it was called like, I turned 1 million volatile magic into gold. And apparently someone went through that video and wrote down the numbers of how many of every resource I got when I opened all those crates, and then used it to increase the accuracy of the data for the trophy shipment drop rate. That is some dedication. Because I didn't do that. So someone else watched that video and wrote down all of those numbers and was like, yeah, boy, this is going to be some good math. Yeah, I didn't even know about that one. But, I mean, this guy... I mean, you got proof that it's accurate. Cite your source. Mukluk's video. Oh, yes, numbers. X4, your response to that reminds me of a thing I saw on Twitter once where someone's like, give me your coolest math fact. And someone says, y times x divided by 100 is the same as x times y divided by 100. So, like, if you've got two percentages, you can just turn it around if it's easier. So, like, 2% of 50 might make you pause, but 50% of 2 is the same thing. And that's really easy to figure out. And the response was basically like, I'm going to pleasure myself to this information. That's how the guy responded. He's just like, oh, math. Muk, have you ever played Weaver again? I have played Weaver in 2 videos this year, I think. And I regret both of them. But, I mean, I did a video where I talked about Weaver, and then Snowcrows came to me and they were like, hey, you're terrible, and we're gonna break your kneecaps if you don't fix this. And I'm like, oh my god. So, like, just because I was fearful of my kneecaps and crows coming for them, I revisited it, and I did a video called Was I Wrong About Weaver? And at the end, I was basically like, okay, I was wrong about a few things, but this still sucks. To be clear, if you like playing Weaver and you play it well, that's fine. But the reason I say it sucks is because you have to do like 10 times the work of anyone else to get the same results. And I'm not a fan of that. But if you are just really happy just over there playing Beethoven Symphony for your DPS, that's totally fine. I'm not telling you should change class. The crows who love snow are not to be messed with. It's true. Sad Weaver noises. I enjoy the soundbite of you playing Weaver more than playing Weaver. Which one? Lowland Shore incursions complete. Hey, nice, nice, nice. Thanks all. All right, cool. With that, I got all my tokens. I got all my tokens for doing free hearts for the week. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, cool. Stepping out of there. Let's see. Let's pop back over here. If I had a nickel for every time Muk played Weaver for a video, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird to have it twice. I like that you clarified over his fans. Kind of felt, but Weaver's gameplay is more towards reaching the bench really, really fast. Spear Weaver so you could play core Ellie with extra effort.
The feline companions of the Lord.
My neck. Oh my god.
Journey King.
Pretty sure LTCM is puggable nowadays, but I haven't done it yet, so I'm not sure. What, Lonely Tower? So here's the thing. Pugs come in many shapes and sizes. How long has the dancing dude been on the screen? What the hell? Put him back in cold storage. It's like Mariah Carey coming out for Christmas. Pugs come in many forms, right? Like, you guys know this. You've occasionally had the pug of your dreams that just gets everything done and it's amazing. And you've occasionally had like the absolute worst experience ever, right? So the question is, can X content be done by the average pug? That's how it is in my brain. And if it can't, then it's just like, ugh. Falco says, I wish ANET would make Weaver deal more damage for the effort you put into it, especially considering Tempest, which feels more like a support spec, deals more damage than Power Weaver. I agree. In my mind, game balance, this is actually a really fun conversation. Hang on a second. All right, so game balance. All right. Let's say you have a class, Weaver, that has pure DPS and 0 utility. Okay? Its damage should be 10 out of 10. If you have another class, Burn Brand, that is spec'd for pure damage and still has tons of utility, like Firebrand Tomes its damage should be 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. It should be less, all right? And then you've got things like quick alack DPS, providing an essential boon, and doing damage on the side. Damage should be less than the pure DPS. Okay, so let's say, like, you know, 6 out of 10 or something like that. Like, basically, for every bit of... Oh, I did 9 out of 20 there. That was a typo. And for every bit of utility that you add to a class, I feel like it should do less damage than someone else who's doing the same damage. Like, Burnbrand, who has mountains of stability and blocks and reflects and Aegis, should not be doing anywhere near the damage of Weaver, who has none of that. All right? Like, Weaver, like, if they take damage, they keep up with Burnbrands. And it's like, what? Like, why? Like, why are those even close? Don't forget Weaver's rotation relies on 100% alack and quickness uptime. I don't think that's a problem, because every single class, when they parse for how much damage they do on a golem, they give themselves 100% alack and quick uptime. So that's kind of like, if you care about situations where you don't have 100% quick and alack uptime, then you're just talking about open world, and anything's fine in open world. None that I know of, best sources of clovers are weekly vendors and Wizards Vault, probably. Let's see. Wait, hold on a sec. Scrolling up. Is there a good alt parking spot for Mystic Clovers? No, not alt parking. You can get Mystic Clovers from many different ways, such as the Strike Merchant, the Fractal Merchant, the PvP Merchant, the World v World Merchant, the Raid Merchant. There's a Mystic Forge recipe. It works, I think, 30% of the time, so I don't highly recommend it. What else? The Wizards Vault has some. But alt parking? No, there's not an alt park that gets it. PvP and World v World reward tracks can give clovers. But yeah, not alt parking. The repeatable reward tracks in Drizzlewood Coast can give clovers. I keep remembering more. But yeah, not alt parking. I don't get why Inet seems to ignore player feedback most of the time, and why Ellie still doesn't have a greatsword. You've got the burning greatsword. The fiery one. With the current balance of the game, DPS, it does not really matter if you do 30k or 35k. You won't see much difference. True. I agree with Nermo, with the exception of, like, a couple of encounters out of thousands of encounters. I said flame greatsword, not the flaming Cheeto. Yeah, it is true. I'm just talking about game balance in general. Like, if I have, like, any MMORPG and pure DPS does 10 out of 10 damage, other guy that has a AoE, block, reflect, stability, whatever, should not exceed 9 out of 10 damage. Like, that's just my opinion on game balance. I do not think the people that have utility that the pure DPS does not have should match the pure DPS on damage, right? That's all I mean by that. If you're talking, like, you know, World of Warcraft, you know, Hunter is just pure damage, right? It's rare you bring them for anything other than just pure damage. And then, you know, the Hunter should be tied for top of the meter for that reason. Same with, like, the Rogues and the Mages, you know? But the other folks, you know, like, if you've got a feral druid in WoW who can also battle res people, maybe he should be doing 90% of the damage of the others, because you've got that extra little bit of utility. You made a sacrifice to bring that. But that's how I feel about it. Not all game developers agree with Mukluk. Isn't the purpose of pure DPS should do the 10 out of 10 only with the player with the boon's help? Well, anytime you're parsing damage, you're giving everyone all boons and all enemies all conditions. So I'm saying that under those ideal situation, that's how I feel it should be. Now, if you don't like that, fear not, because I'm not in charge. My opinion is not going to change the game. I'm just saying that, like, under ideal situation, under perfect circumstances, I feel that if one class is pure damage, it should do a bit more damage than the other people that also bring, you know, crazy utility for those weird situations. Like, they sacrificed a tiny bit of their damage to bring that utility, and then this other guy chose to sacrifice that utility to bring that extra damage. Also find it funny that Daredevil is the lowest power DPS from Thief and Deadeye quickness to outperforms Daredevil DPS and provides boons. I actually didn't know that. Snowcrow's usually, let's see, it's been a while since the last benchmarks thing. What does Snowcrow say benchmarks? So for anyone who doesn't know what this site is, this is basically the top math nerds in the world and how much damage they were able to get out of each class. Like, these are pretty much unachievable numbers, but it gives you an idea of where everybody compares to each other. So you just said Deadeye. Okay, so full power Deadeye, 45k at peak. Condi was 44.8. All right. Power quickness Deadeye, 42k? Really? On power quickness? Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Daredevil. Top Daredevil's 41. Wow, you're right. Power quick Deadeye is almost tied with power Daredevil. Yeah, see, I don't think it should be that way, because Daredevil's not offering anything. Ugh. So, like, this thing provides quickness, and it's keeping up. That's wild. That's actually wild. Hold on, what are the other quickness providers? Hold on. Alright. Power Quick Deadeye 42. Wait, what? Why are there 2 Power Quick Deadeyes in here? Power Quick Deadeye Axe. Power Quick Deadeye no Axe. Okay, it's the same class. Alright. So, quick. Power Quick Kata, 40k. Power Quick Kata, 40k. Power Quick Berserker, 38. Firebrand, 38. Harbinger, 36. My boy, the Untamed, 36. There's 2 for the Untamed. What are both of these? Condi Quick Untamed. Really? Dagger Torch, Axe Dagger. Less CC, though. But, yeah, and then Power, Quickness Untamed, Sword, Axe, Hammer. Yeah, and this is an example of that, like, I'm using Mace Hammer, which is a little bit less damage. However, the Maces help keep Vigor on the group, help keep Regen on the group, help keep Protection on the group, has 900 CC, has Self-Cleanse, Self-Stability, and Self-Barrier, and almost as good damage. So, like, that's an example of I took a hit in damage to bring a ton of utility. Deadeye Axe is still 49k because no one plays it. How does a build with quickness do more damage than the same class with outright quickness? Balance. To be honest, Ranger is the best example of how balanced a class should be in terms of roll, DPS, and weapons. That's why Spear is trash. Yeah, the problem with the Spear is it's just a power weapon. So in PvE, when you're beating on, like, target dummies, all that matters is, like, do you have the boons? Oh, you're not the boon guy? Okay, how much damage do you do? Right? And the Spear is competing with the sword, the great sword, the longbow, the hammer, the axes, the maces. Like, there's, like, at least 7 power weapons, and it's new and the worst one. So it's like, okay, yeah, it can stealth me for a second, but it does less damage than all of those. In PvP, it might have a place because of, like, stealth shenanigans, but in terms of pure damage in PvE, it's just weird. It's just weird. I think ANET should outsource balancing to Muk. Dude, I would love to help with that kind of thing, but the thing is, I would just be a middleman. I would go to YouTube and be like, okay, dude, all right. Here's the thing. The problem is with balance in this game is we almost have too much freedom. Now, I like that. I don't want them to change that. However, for balance, we have a lot of freedom, right? We have so much we can do in here, and 90% of it's bad. All right, 90% of it's bad. But then you occasionally can just put together some builds that just click and they do really freaking well. And so the problem is if you have, let me see here. If you have 10% of the, I'm going to say Ranger player base is doing 30k, and 90% of the player base is doing 10k. And let's say you want everyone doing 20k as the developer. All right, we're just making up numbers here. What do? Do you buff Ranger? Or do you just publicly say 90% of y'all need to learn how to play the game? like what do you do here? These are the questions that I can foresee a game developer having to answer. Like they're having to deal with this, you know? Like, okay, well, and then let's say that what they decide to do is like, some people at Snowcrows manage to do 40k with Ranger. We need to nerf Ranger. Okay, and then the result is the 40k becomes 35k, the 30kers become 25k, and the 10kers become 7k. But the 10k people represented 90% of the community. And there is now a riot with torches and pitchforks because they lost 3k. Right? Like, that's the kind of stuff, like that happened. That whole example happened like a year or two ago with Weaver. Do you guys remember that? Like they nerfed Weaver because the people at the top were doing something stupid, and then like no one else is pulling those numbers, and they nerfed it, and it affected like the entire class. That's the issue that they're dealing with right now. Is you got, you know, stuff like this. I would say the main thing that the 7k or the skill issue, guys. Yeah, but they're paying all the bills for the game. You could try to combine 2 skills or something, make it easier to play for most people. Yeah. And we've seen that before too. Like, for example, there was a time, okay, this was in the past, Mesmer at the top end of PvP was between meh and okay. All right? But in the lower brackets, like below gold, where no one knew how to play, the Mesmers, who themselves didn't know how to play, were dominating. Because they would go like, huh, Shadow Clone Jutsu, and they wouldn't even know which one they were, and they would just kill everybody. Right? Because it was just disorienting, and the lower players didn't know how to deal with clones and stuff like that, and they would just wreck everyone, right? So, and it's like, okay, if we nerf Mesmers, the ones at the top barely competing will get worse. If we buff Mesmers, the ones at the bottom will become more of a problem, and less people will play PvP. So, they were faced with this. Now, in my opinion, this situation means not should we buff or nerf, but we need to rework something. Because this disparity between the average player and the peak player is too large. Like, that's my opinion. That last line is my opinion. But everything up until that last line has happened before, and they have had to try to deal with that. It was a joke, Yours too. There are many people who have 2k DPS because they thought that by story doing thoughtless hero play. But yeah, dude, I myself did that when I first saw one. Yeah, there was a stat that they released at one point that said like most people who hit max level are doing like 2k, but then people who know how to play like a well-designed, thought-out build are doing 20 plus. And so that's like 10-fold increase. I don't know of any other MMOs I've played where when I went from learning how to play, like not knowing how to play to learning how to play, my damage increased 10x. Like that's just a Guild Wars 2 thing. That is just a Guild Wars 2 thing. Another big issue is ANET likes raising skill floor, making classes more difficult to play effectively. Buff and nerf is a hammer, but if you need to nail something, you could break your plate if you try to do dishes with it. A lot of Snowcrow's builds use weapons I don't enjoy much, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I swap them anyway. Yeah, it's fine. Mug, are you gonna play more Kingdoms of Amalur at some point? Yes. That was very fun. For those who don't know, I started Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning yesterday morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back on it. I'll be playing it during morning streams, other than Tuesdays, until Path of Exile 2 comes out. I'm gonna be binging a lot of that after that comes out. It's going to be big. Yeah, that's the early access of Path of Exile is Friday, but I don't know if it's Friday morning or Friday in the evening. I'll figure out when we get closer to that. Enjoying that? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'm really happy with our variety games right now. I recently started Cyberpunk 2077 in the evening and Kingdoms of Amalur in the morning, and I've been enjoying both of them a lot. Have you attended Evan Nashwade's birthday celebration? You mean bought the stuff from the merchant in Lion's Arch? Yes, I did. Unless they added more to it. I don't know if they added more to it. The EA starts right when your morning stream would end. Okay, so I guess my evening stream would have it. Let's go here. Let's see if there's any more Evan Nashway stuff. It was a joke about the males. I figured it was, but you got me thinking, and I'm wondering if I did get all of those sweet, sweet deals. Are you planning more Cyberpunk? It is my evening stream game when it's not Tuesday and I'm playing Guild Wars 2. Where's the guy here to talk to for the deals? I'm trying to remember. He's gone now? Oh, did it already end? Okay, I think I got them all. I was just gonna double check. Alright. Yeah, I'll be back on... So tonight will be Guild Wars 2, and then a giveaway. I do giveaways every Tuesday. And then I will be back on Cyberpunk after that. I could never enjoy Cyberpunk. The story felt really shallow, and the highest difficulty felt too easy. I am playing on the highest difficulty, and I've gotten popped a few times, but I haven't had to turn it down yet. I'm currently using knives. Honestly, hacking has been really fun. So, hacking in that game is the closest thing to being a wizard. Because you could just, like, look at someone you don't like and be like, I cast Fireball, and then their implants overheat and explode, and they start screaming and take, like, burning damage. So it's the closest thing to being a wizard. And I might want to expect to do more of that, because originally I was just like, you know, I don't want to do just guns. Guns are boring. I want to do like a melee build. So I got like some swords and stuff. And then I found out about hacking. I'm like, shoot, this is fun. Where did you get in the story on Cyberpunk? All right, I'm going to say this in a vague way in case anyone is like been watching the replay and they're not caught up. I just met Keanu Reeves. He just showed up in my apartment. If you need to up the difficulty, no, it's fine. There was one. Okay, there was a boss fight I did last night where he was chasing me and I was kiting around the room shooting him, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to get into melee, and I pulled out my sword and I ran up to him, and then he meleeed me and he killed me in one hit. He grabbed me and just went boof, 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 and slammed me into a concrete pillar like 4 times, and I'm like, okay, let's get back to kiting. So I was like, all right, I'm oh no, this is the one that's like actually kind of tough. Okay, good, there's someone else here. This one's actually kind of tough to solo. It takes a while, and she's dangerous. I mistimed the dodge. Ow. Freaking love the music. So good. I'm gonna AoE res this guy. Very nice. OSU's so good, yes. What about quickness DPS or light DPS? Wait, what? Hold on. Fair, wait, Fair, what was your question? Tempest Ellie's crazy. I always like Ellie is crazy complex. Okay. I do not enjoy playing Catalyst or Weaver because they, to me, feel like I'm doing 10 times the work to get the same results that I get with any other class for a 10th of the work. Tempest is different. Tempest, okay. Core Ellie is like, I do 1 element at a time. Weaver is like, I do 2 elements at a time. Catalyst is like, I do an element at a time while juggling Rubik's Cubes and shooting balls at people. Tempest is just like, I do 1 element at a time, harder. So you can literally play Tempest and just sit in fire and do like 30k DPS. Like it's not bad. There are some Tempest builds that are not bad at all. Like I will be the first to admit, as someone who doesn't even enjoy Ellie, there are some Tempest builds that are not bad. Even support Tempest isn't even that bad either. I want the easiest class to do DPS, a quick DPS, because Scrapper is mucking killing me. PG stream, but yeah. Let's see, fresh air differs for life, or at least till the next nerf. Cata feels unexpectedly less garbage as the energy change. True, it does. It does. 30k DPS for sitting in fire? Yeah. Yeah. What was the, I think I might, hold on a sec. Let's see, exclamation LI bills. I think I myself had, it should, I don't know if it'll still get the same numbers, but it should work. Let me see. Let's say, okay, so this one was 27k for sitting fire, and this one's on my website. There might be a better version now, and it also provided 25 might to the group, so that was cool. But yeah, this one just sat fire the whole time. Yeah, there are some Tempest builds that were pretty easy. Low intensity Weaver them. I tried it, but it was truly like, what's the point? Because Weaver is all about making your hotbar more complex, you know, like half fire, half water, and then half water, half air, etc. And then trying to combine that with low intensity, it's just like, why am I doing this to myself? It's like, what am I doing? Chat, I need something to drink. I will be right back, and then we'll continue. BRB.
Reach is a spear's prime advantage. Best keep your target at a distance. If they encroach, switch to fang and claw. Ah, seems we've garnered an audience. Care to measure your spear skills against our Cubs newcomer? They may be youngsters still, but spear work is...
MuklukYoutube was about to be original, that's why the 4th, that's a Janthir Wilds, doubles the 3rd. Welcome you, dear viewer, to the last. Alright. 5 years without missing a single share vibe. Yes. At least you guys have renewals played. If Ellie could swap weapons during combat, I think all Ellies would cry. Considering each weapon is basically 20 skills, more if you're Weaver.
5 years
in a row. Yeah. There's a guy who was doing katana only run that was busted. Oh, back to Cyberpunk. Yeah, in Cyberpunk last night, I unlocked, you could say it's kind of like a set. It was a dagger and a, like, samurai katana type thing. And if you hit someone with either of them, the enemy will bleed. But then if you hit them with the other one, they start hemorrhaging, which is a debuff that basically does, like, additional bleeding, but also you heal. So it's like a lifesteal dot. So if you swap back and forth between the dagger and the samurai sword, it does, like, dots. Unless the enemy is a giant robot or a tank. Apparently you can't bleed tanks. Who knew?
You shame yourselves.
I'm picking up all your slack.
Fine joke. Have to point your mind.
You get banned here for saying a bad word. Not banned, but most of the time gone. It won't show up in chat. So I choose to keep the stream PG. Now, I don't always play PG games. You know, I played Outlast for Halloween once. That was not PG. But, you know, most of the stuff we've got, like, you know, filters on. And I just politely ask people to not do that. Random question, do you approve of action camera for everything?
Say that every time you do.
I approve, okay. Hold on, let me mute this because I'm gonna about to drop a, you know, shocking bomb on you. I approve of fun. Okay, wait, don't leave. It's a game, all right? And if you prefer action cam, that's fine. I will say that if I use action cam, I'm worse at everything in this game. All right? So I think action cam makes most players worse. But there are some players that prefer to use action cam, and that's fine. I'm not asking them to change. If you're one of those people, that's fine. All right? I knew a guy that could play StarCraft 2 on a controller. I think that's freaking weird, and it was mesmerizing to watch him do it. I can't do it. I can't split drones with a controller. So, I mean, if it works for you, use it. But for me, that's worse. For me, it's worse. I discovered you could play Rogue Trader on a controller. That sounds easier than StarCraft because Rogue Trader is turn-based. Hey, Muck, do you have any advice for someone who was away from the game for 4 years and wanting to get back into it? Sure. I actually came back to the game after a 5-year break myself. What I did when I came back is each day I would open up a little of the world map. Like, oh, here's a heart, here's a waypoint, you know, here's a point of interest, here's a point of interest, here's a point of interest. Okay, here's a vista, and I'm bored. I'm gonna do something else. Every day I opened up a little bit of the world map until I had the whole world map open, okay? Another thing I did every day was I would do a little bit of the story, right? So I'd open up a little bit of the world map for a few minutes, and then I'd do a bit of the story, and then I would do whatever I wanted. Maybe I would keep doing story, maybe I would go PvP for 5 hours, whatever. But my point is that eventually, I had the whole world map open, I had the whole story complete. That was how I caught back up after my 5-year break. Now, that's what I liked to do. You may not like that, but, you know, that's my advice. Additionally, I've also got these 2 videos that I am linking in the chat. These might be useful to you if you're just coming back. One is a sort of tips and tricks, and the other is, I just hit level 80, now what do I do? Falco says, last night there was a fellow Char Weaver doing 36 hours of non-stop range PvP. 36 hours. That is crazy. That is pretty crazy. I'm like, do you have any specific plans for Guild Wars 2 tonight? Would you be willing to try Spear Renegade? A lack build uses 1 weapon, pretty easy rotation, especially compared to most rev builds. I'm open to the idea. Do you have, is there like a guide that I can follow? Like, if you tell me try Druid with these changes, I can just do that. If you tell me try this class I don't main, then I need like a template. So I'm not promising it, but I'm open to the idea. Another one that I've been considering doing at some point is revisiting Heal Alack Spectre Scepter. Because I heard that since the last time I tried it, when honestly it was kind of a train wreck, it has been given a lot of love. And I feel like I owe it another visit at some point. But no, tonight is basically just have fun, do whatever I feel like, hang out with you guys, do a giveaway, and then play Cyberpunk. So my wife made herself some chili in the other room. I don't even like chili, but I will admit it smells delicious. But I think she added like an entire capsicum plant or something because like my eyes are burning. Like it's in the air. Like what do you think about ArenaNet? What do I think about ArenaNet? I like the games they made. Think we could expect them to properly balance everything sometime in the near future. I think we can expect them to continue to try, but I don't think we will ever achieve perfect balance. I mean, World of Warcraft never achieved perfect balance, and they've been trying for like 20 years. So I think we can expect them to try. The question is, will their efforts at trying to balance the game continue to happen quickly enough that we're satisfied with it. For example, I currently think that PvP has been unbalanced for too long. Like, I'm totally willing to accept, like, oh shoot, Willbender's OP this patch. Willbender's been OP for too long. People have been popping like balloons for too long. Charmon said, I hear Shugo. Condi, Renegade, Alack, DPS. Does it sit spear the whole time? Let's see here. Hang on a sec. The Condi, Renegade, Alack, DPS is a Revenant build with range and Condi damage option as well as decent utility for countering condition balance. Your Spear 5 grants a stacking buff, increase damage and enough torment applies, allowing you to do massive damage repeatedly using it and other skills. Camp Spear and maximize how many times you can use the 5 skill. Reduce the recharge of the 5 using 2 and 4 whenever it's off cooldown, and just auto attack instead of using the 3. Interesting. Oh yeah, I could give it a try. I mean, it seems pretty simple. It seems like something that even a non-Renegade main like me could probably understand. Alright, I'll leave that tab open, Charmon. No promises, but yeah, I'll consider it. Neo says, I got a gas mask for a friend for Christmas because they cook with peppers a lot and have been smoking themselves out. Shugo says, besides the many spoilers from chat, I'm loving Cyberpunk playthrough and I'm glad you got 2 unique missable weapons there. Yeah, so, yeah, there was a... Again, I'll say this in a vague way. There was a moment, chat, like, if I'm playing a game for the first time, I accept that I'm going to make mistakes, right? There's going to be stuff that messes up, because it's the first playthrough, right? And someone's like, hey, Muck, do you want me to tell you where 2 missable unique weapons are that you're near? And I'm like, no, shut up. And so I'm going, and then I stumbled across one. I found one. And I looked at it, and it said, like, oh, if you use this while also wielding... the Bob the Sword, I don't remember what it was called. And it was like, you get this massive bonus. And I'm like, okay. Is Bob the Sword around here? Because this was here. So I started looking around, and I'm like, alright. So I've got an in-game clue that tells me Bob's nearby. So at this point, you know, I'm looking around for it. And I wasn't able to find Bob. So then I was like, alright, chat, I'm just going to ask you, am I near Bob? And they're like, yeah. Look up. And then I found it. It was above me. So that was one that I was like, okay, I feel like I found enough information that I felt okay asking chat. But if they're just like, yeah, here's the answer to a puzzle that you don't even know existed, then I'm just like, I get mad. Muck, do you have any tips on PvP? I'm trying to get into it. Trying myself on rank, but keep getting supports or tanks as enemies, and I don't know how to deal with them. What's up, Lusa? First off, I have a video guide for the general knowledge for getting into PvP that is linked right there if you're interested. Beyond that, I would definitely, like, if you've already seen that video, the next best thing is knowledge of who you're fighting. If you fight someone and they beat you and you don't know how you died, look at the combat log. Like, I'm going to give you a random example. Prime Light Beam is a Hollow Smith ultimate ability. Way back in the day, when I first started fighting them, I died to that a lot. And I realized, after way too long, when I looked it up on the wiki, I was continuously trying to block it, and it's unblockable. And I needed to dodge. Those little scraps of information will add up. So anytime that something happens and you don't know what it was, afterward, take some time to try to look it up and increase your knowledge. That is hugely helpful. Also, there is a Jade bot here named Bread Pit. I got 10 minutes for saying a bad word. Fair, yeah, I didn't time you out. Your message is blocked. Like, your message is in a filter right now, so, like, I can see it, but the, general chat can't. But, like, I didn't time you out or anything, unless one of the mods did. But I see you, it's just chat didn't see it.
You're not afraid.
Get as dead you are.
And one no
There aren't usually giveaways in the morning stream, so if he does all day stream, something like that. Yeah, it depends on the day. There's actually we've kind of got a weird situation coming up on, I think it's Thursday. There is what is it called? Entropy Survivors. Entropy Survivors sponsored me and a few other streamers together to... Oh, not my rice.
What do we say to our guests?
Fine. I'm not gonna make this go to waste. Thank you. Thank you for the sandwich. Okay. What were the other people? Hang on just a second. Where is it? Bajira? Tangent, Bajira, and Markstrom are the people they're looking at. All of us, now of those, the only one I know is Bajira. Of those, we're looking at doing a collab stream on Thursday morning. So like Thursday morning might be a bit of Guild Wars 2 and then swapping to Entropy Survivors. But they sponsored a bunch of streamers to play it together to show off their game. So I'll be doing a giveaway on Thursday morning. Anytime I have a sponsored stream, I usually do $100 in giveaways afterward. So, like, for example, last week... God, what did I give out last week? It was a big list. Hang on a second. Let's see. Last week, I gave out... Let's see, a $20 Steam gift card, $20 in Blackline keys, a rechargeable teleport to a friend, 2 bag slots, another $20 in Blackline keys, $20 worth of bag slots, $40 worth of Blackline keys, $20 worth of bag slots, $40 worth of Steam gift cards, $40 for the Steam gift cards, another $40 for the Blackline keys, and 5 Eternal Crossings mount adoption licenses. Muck, what's your favorite spear? Do you mean like class spear or like a graphic? Willbender is too OP in World v World. I haven't done World v World recently, but in PvP, I think anything that kills you in 1 second is a problem. Unless you're playing a shooter game. Both? For favorite class spear, maybe Mesmer. They seem very happy with what they got. For favorite graphic, I don't know if I have a favorite spear graphic. I don't know if I have one. I mean, Club Jarny is certainly pretty cool looking. But if you want something more modest, I don't know if I have anything in mind. Like, this is my favorite hammer graphic right now. Woolbender is fine, Guardian main. You know something that kind of irks me about Ellie? The Ellie spear feels like it should have been on the staff instead. I mean, that's subjective. Spirit Animal's skin is pretty good. We don't get much art dedicated to the hair. Fun fact for Falling Star, you pop the infusion out of the gloves and into the spear itself, so it's always glowing. Yep. I believe I mentioned that in the video guide I did for Falling Star. Oh, God. That hurt. No, it tracked him. No. Do you think the new expansion should continue with new weapons update? I feel like there's not much room. Also, there only Necro lack of support weapon. Okay, hold on. It's kind of difficult to read your question there. Are you saying... Are you asking me, do I think that each expansion should continue to give us a new weapon? I'm guessing that's what your question was? Okay. Alright, so... Close. Okay. Alright, hang on a sec. So right now... Each expansion offers something that gives the ability to make new builds. Heart of Thorns, Elite Specs. Path of Fire, Elite Specs. End of Dragons, Elite Specs. Who knows what it was for Soto? Gonna get some audience participation here. Weapon Mastery, and there was another one. There it is, new weapons. Expanded weapon proficiencies. Okay? And then Janthir is, of course, spears. Alright? So, those are the things that basically change the whole game across all game modes. Okay? Relics too. Yeah, sure, we can include relics there. Alright. So, literally, PvP, World v World, Raid Strikes, Fractals, Open World, everything changed when the Fire Nation... No, when these were added. Okay? So, do I think... new expansion. Do I think it should add new weapons? No, but I do want to see something that adds new builds. Examples of things that could add new build possibilities that are not weapons. I can think of a couple. I'm curious if you guys can. Can any of you think of some changes they could add to the game that suddenly can bring to light new build options? New trait lines? That was one of the ones that I was thinking of, yep. New weapon? I said not weapons right here. New class. All right, I don't think we're going to get another new class, but that is an acceptable answer. So I'll put that down. Secondary professions. I don't think we're going to get that. New skills per weapon. New skills per weapon could be possible. For example, for any of you who don't play Ranger. Hold on, am I in combat in here? There we go. You can change... Some of your weapon skills can be changed. And this is because of an Untamed thing. So they could use this software that they've got here to change some of these skills for other classes. They could make a class, like, I don't know. Let's say they were like, okay, if you play Revenant, your short bow can be changed between a power weapon and a Condi weapon with that little interface. They could do something like that. The new trait line thing, they could add a new core trait line that does not come with a new weapon, you know? Like a new core trait line, like it goes in one of these first two slots. Or if you put it down here, it doesn't give you an elite spec. That is something that they could do that would make more builds. Weapon stances, possibly. New right side skills. Over here, yeah. New utility options. In a way, it's never really build defining, but for Ranger, they do sometimes add new pets. So, you know, sometimes that changes things. Often it doesn't, because if you don't play Ranger, many of these are almost unusable, but they do sometimes add something that is like, oh, that's nice. The selectable weapon attack sounds pretty good, actually. Let Jadebot give a boon with 80% uptime. Another thing they could do is rather than add new thing, go over, you know, do a rework, okay? Let me give you an example. Past weapons that never see the light of day, okay? I'm just gonna, for Ranger, the one that's probably least used is Torch. Now, granted, it is okay in some Condi builds, but it's really, really stupid and lackluster. If they did if they did some kind of rework on Torch to make it more interesting, they could do that for like one weapon for each class. You know, have an expansion where for each class their least used weapon, or the weapon that has the most problems, gets like, you know, a whole makeover. God, the music is so good. So there's lots of options that we can come up with here in just like 10 minutes of talking about this. So they absolutely have other things they could do that are not, you know, add a new weapon. But if they want to add a new weapon, I'm fine with that. Wow, barely freed that person in time. It's hard to market reworked old weapons as a new expansion feature. Honestly, marketing is really easy, I feel like, if someone is doing it well.
Formidable. But I didn't earn the title of Spearmaster for my sharp sense of style. Let's see who holds.
Like for Warrior, one of the first things I think of is like Torch or Rifle. I see so many, I mean, it's mostly from Captain Crapface, but I see a lot of complaints about rifles. I'm assuming Warrior Rifle's in a bad spot just based on what I hear. And the only time I ever see it is when someone is playing the Angry Bullet meme build. Nice. Even with only 3 of us here, we managed to free that person. This is a long fight. Rifle Mecha's peaceful playstyle, you can barely call yourself DPS. Wait, barely call yourself DPS? What? I think they should bring back a dual class system from Guild Wars 1. That could be a lot of fun, but that would be a complete overhaul of how Guild Wars 2 currently works, and I don't see them doing that. Now, if they did it, I think it'd be fun. I'd be surprised, but I don't think we're going to see that. Oh no! Help!
Had enough.
I saved all of you. Not fair. Not fair. Joke's on them. They're fighting for their life. I'm eating a sandwich. Skill issue? Shut up, Noxxi. Don't feel bad. She's clearly on bloodstone dust. She's doping.
What is this?
An option I think would be cool is if we could two-hand, one-handed weapons. Like one-hand sword would have all 5 weapon slots instead of 1 to 3. That's not a bad idea. I haven't heard that one before. Mug, what do you think is a good race for Ranger? Syrup? Noxxi is right. I'm gonna have to agree with Noxxi on this one. Does race matter? Not really. It's mostly about fun. Like, I like looking at the little dude flipping out all over the place. I was afraid she was gonna grab me and choke me again, and they were gonna let me die again. Okay. Alright. I have finished my sandwich. I think the whole confusion makes your ring. Like a little Yoda? Yep. Yoda from that one episode where he was bouncing all over the walls. Mike, I'm looking for the best core Power Ranger build. Any ideas? Depends on the game mode. Like if you want the best core Power Ranger build for raiding that does the most damage humanly possible at the expense of all survivability and everything else, snowcrows.com has probably that. If you want some, like a good one for open world, or a good one for PvP, or a good one for World v World, those are all gonna be different. It depends. Yes, it depends. It depends. Dude, why is this becoming a meme? People saying I say it depends too much lately. Mike, do you think it'd be better if ANET decided to just do balance for a bit instead of new content? Often I see in the MMO market studios just insist on pumping out new content on a near annual basis without paying much or proper heed for balance, and often ask myself why not dedicate a while for balance. So it depends. Now I'm self-conscious about it. It depends. So it depends on how their team is set up. It depends on how their team is set up. So to give you an example, all right? Let's say you've got MMO team, ANET or whatever, okay? You're gonna have marketing people, story writers, graphics artists, you're gonna have like you know programmers, developers, right? Like janitor, the janitorial. Janitor, I can't spell janitor, Bob. Whatever. You're gonna have like a whole team of people, right? Okay. if you are focusing on balance, who's that going to occupy? Maybe these two. Right? Maybe the programmers and the developers. Bob, the graphics artist, the story writers, the marketing people, they have nothing to do with that. Okay? So I think like you can still work toward new content while working on balance. Because in a way, balance is really easy. And what I mean by that, all right, from a I cannot type, standpoint, balance can be considered easy because you don't have to write new story. You don't have to make new graphics for skills and abilities. You usually have to tweak numbers. Example, Willbender auto attack from 1000 damage down to 1 damage. This is an example of good balance. And all they had to do was tweak a number. All right, so great, that's a perfect example. All right, so that they didn't have to go to these other people with that. So really, what prevents balance? I would say, A, suits at the top, making demands that don't mesh with what the others want. B, probably more likely, the developers' vision of the game does not match with the average player's vision for the game. C, spaghetti code. Yo, sure. C, spaghetti code. Now, what is spaghetti code? This is code made for the game so long ago that no one who worked on it still works at the company. So they are terrified to touch it. All right, that's what most people mean when they say spaghetti code. All right? It's just been there a long time, and they're afraid if they touch something there, it's going to break a lot of things. An example of this, League of Legends, there was one time they released this, there was this huge problem that happened, and they later released a write-up on it, and they basically touched the spaghetti code. They nerfed Cho'Gath, and it broke the rift. The map, the game map that everyone plays on stopped working because they nerfed Cho'Gath. And everyone was like, what? Why? And like even the developers were like screaming, why is there essential code in Cho'Gath? Like just sometimes you get something that's just like, oh, to continue here, reference that thing, and then if you delete that thing, the whole thing breaks. The greatest spaghetti code is from EVE Online. They tried to remove POS towers from the game and it stopped NPC AI from working. Example is how the default bag in WoW can't be increased in size easily because of how it's coded. Yeah. Cho'Gath written as a minion. I have no idea. Lore accurate Cho'Gath. But yeah. So I would say it's probably, if we're talking ArenaNet, it's probably these two. I will say there's absolutely moments where Cal, CMC, his vision of the game don't match with mine. All right? And the question is, you know, what represents more of the player base? Cal's vision of the game, my vision of the game, some other person that's neither of us' vision of the game, you know? I don't know. But that's absolutely a thing. And then the spaghetti code is definitely sometimes that's a thing too. Like, for example, there was one time the other day, I was doing a convergence, and there was 2 people from ArenaNet in my chat while I was doing it, and we were talking about this kind of stuff, and I mentioned, you know, talk about bug fixes, and they were like, somehow we got on the topic of bug fixes and how, you know, it sometimes looks like they don't fix anything, and they're like, we absolutely fix things. I'm like, oh, I know you do. I'm sure you do. The problem is like, I myself, I have reported some bugs in this game for over 5 years, and they're still there, okay? So when doing bug fixes, most probable, okay, I'm going to really capitalize this, most probable is they do a triage system, okay? So that means bugs causing the most problems are fixed first. Now, that's a good system, okay? So, like, if a game is crashing, that's top priority, okay? If Weaver is suddenly doing 100k DPS, high priority, okay? Muck found a bug with Druid in 1985. Bottom priority. We'll get to it if we fix literally everything else in the game first. Okay. Now, for that, in my opinion, IMO should have one team of people continuing to do what I just described, which is most urgent, then work down. Have another smaller team working on oldest to newest. That would be my dream. Like, oh my god, that would be the dream for me, is if they had another team of people, maybe a smaller team, just a couple of devs, that were working on the oldest bugs in the game, and then working forward to the newest ones. That would be the dream for me. Little does Muck know, essential code is embedded in Druid. Yeah, Druid is Cho'Gath. But whether or not they do that, again, goes to suits / vision of developer. Whether or not they have a team for that goes back to this. Zhaitan team? Yeah. Dude, I thought of an idea for the Zhaitan fight the other day. I'm going to share this with you guys because I talked about it the other day and I really liked it. Okay, Zhaitan fight, right? The Zhaitan fight is Zhaitan, shameful display, all right? For those that don't know, all right. I'm trying to think of a way to say this where I don't spoil people. All right, if you're new to the game, I'm going to be spoiling you until my hand goes down. When my hand goes down, the spoilers are over. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so the Zhaitan fight, after they build you up to it, the entire core game, it's basically you're hitting the 1 key repeatedly. It's the most disappointing thing ever, okay? You're just going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 in a cannon until he dies, all right? But he falls into, like, an abyss, and you just assume he's dead. All right. What I would love to see, chat, they have already established, okay? They have established that strikes can show the past, okay? Forging steel. Fractals can show the past or alternate versions of it. Essentially, through the scrying pool, they have recreated the necessary excuses to have past missions in present day game, just like the Caverns of Time in WoW. What if on the Zhaitan fight, there was a second team on the ground? Huh? You with me? After he falls, his wings are crippled, and he fights for his life in an actually entertaining battle versus the ground team. Okay? And they are talking on the radio with the commanders group throughout the mission. And the commander, for writing purposes, says that they are doing everything in their power to keep the ship from crashing, and they cannot get to them. So, boom, there's your excuse for why the commander's not there. Okay? So, a striker of Fractal, where you go back in time and you take the role of the ground team for the Zhaitan fight. And we could, oh my god, we could clean up one of Tyria's biggest mistakes. Alright? We could clean up one of the freaking biggest times that they dropped the ball in this freaking game. with a fractal or a strike like that. And then all you would need is the only time they would need to touch the spaghetti code is if they went back to base game after the embarrassing bit and added a voice line or two indicating the ground teamwork, and then telling the player they can queue here if they want to see the story from the other's point of view. Something like that. So if they can, they could have like maybe a pop-up at the end, like, you know, when you complete like a story chapter, there's the big green star pops up and stuff like that happens. They could have like a thing there that's like, you have finished the point of view of the commander, but want to see what else happened, blah, 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 and, you know, get them to go do the other thing, and then they can queue for it. I would love to see this. I would love to see this right here. ANET, hire this man. Yo, look, this is just an idea. I don't think I got enough ideas to fill a 9 to 5. But I've had a couple. Like, after they did the scrying pool, especially with Forging Steel, I was like, dude, they just opened a huge door that they can use. Because, again, WoW Caverns of Time did the same thing. Basically, they could show, like, what was it? The Culling of Stratholme and stuff like that. You know, any of the old stuff. ANET, intern this man. There you go. ANET, intern this man. Counterpoint, if I'm playing a Pistol Thief, is there a difference between the current Zhaitan fight for your proposed Zhaitan fight? You're going to have more red circles to dodge. You can't just sit in the cannon the whole time. You do have enough, it depends, to fill 9 to 5. I also, I mean, if they hire me, I did also have that other idea of Timey putting her consciousness in the Twisted Marionette. If ANET hires Muck, he'd spend 8 out of 9 hours every day hanging out with Bob the janitor. Oh my gosh. Yeah, me and Bob go way back. Radio was developed by Timey during Living World Seasons, not Vanilla Story. When was that? I feel like that sounds familiar, but I can't remember when she did that. Yeah, Timey invented the radio. Radio was Living World Season 3, if I recall. Okay. Rujani says, I think it was Living World Season 3, Episode 2. Okay, so, alright, instead... Oh, I mean, that's easily fixable. Alright, instead of radioing the commander, you could just have, like, okay, the ground team fighting Zhaitan. You see the ship crashing above you. And then one of the people in the squad says something like, they've got their hands full, we're on our own. Boom! There you go. Okay, there's your tie-in. We don't have to have the radios. Like, we could do this another way. They've got their hands full, we're on our own. And then I would think probably, you guys know that one fractal where you serve, Joko? You're like mercenaries? And you look like other people, that would probably be necessary as well, so that you look like not the commander, so that you look like a different group of people. You know, just and it could be anyone. Like who else was in the pact that might have been there that day? I don't know, like freaking Albora, Traherne. I don't know. Just take your pick. Just grab some different people from the pact and play, and you know the group members will be them on the ground. Like Urban Battle. Yeah. No Traherne. Okay, no Traherne. Maybe Traherne's there yelling at you. I'm trying to remember who was on the ship. I don't remember who all was on the ship. You have to go back and check and make sure that they're not included because of discrepancies. The unnamed pack squad, yeah. Another thing you could do if you really wanted to make it dark is they don't survive. Like after you beat the fractal or whatever, like maybe like that big rock tower thing that Zhaitan crashed into collapses on them all, and you kept him tied up there long enough that he died. And then there's like a thing at the end where they talk about like, yeah, this squad that was on the ground managed to keep him there until he was dead, and they will be memorialized. Blah 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 blah. I mean, you could. There's so many ways you could do it. What a time for a commercial. No, you'll never know what happened to Zaitan. You have the red shirts? The important red shirts. I feel like red shirt implies you die just to move the story forward. I'm just saying that's an option. It's an option. 5 Brams? No, not 5 Brams. Is it Old Lion's Court strike part of the story too? The Old Lion's Court strike mission. Yeah, the Old Lion's Court is when Lion's Arch got destroyed.
High Tarn strike might be a nice way to introduce new people to endgame content.
Right. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, Old Lion's Court was part of Scarlet attacking Lion's Arch. For those that don't know, the current Lion's Arch is like the 3rd one, because it keeps getting destroyed, and then we just keep rebuilding it there, like people who live in Hawaii. And yeah, so it's been destroyed multiple times. One of them was before the game even started. One of them was destroyed in a book that happened before Guild Wars 2 was released. And then during Living World Season 1, Scarlet attacked and destroyed Lion's Arch, and that was the 2nd time it was destroyed, and now we're on the 3rd Lion's Arch. Does it even have a large? Does it even have a lion? Let's do this in case anyone else wants to join. Fire Nation hates that place. Yup. Yeah, first time it was destroyed in the book was literally just when Zaitan woke up. He burst out of the ocean, and just the displacement of water made a massive tidal wave. And when it hit land, Lion's Arch was a little bit further out in the coastline, and it just literally destroyed the city. The tidal wave was so big. So Zaitan waking up is what destroyed it the first time. Hey Mike, I've been playing Reaper a long time. I need to set up more builds for endgame content. What class would you recommend to start covering some roles other than DPS? I mean, if you want to stay Necro, you could just prepare like Support Scourge or DPS Alack Scourge or DPS Quick Harbinger. Like, all of those are solid. Same armor class? Same armor class? Okay, well, the king of flexible builds is Chrono. Chrono, while still just being Chrono, can be Heal Alack, Heal Quick, DPS Alack, DPS Quick, or DPS. So if you learn how to play Chrono, you can play like 5 different builds. Who's that? Boxing, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Is that Red Fox Office? Thank you for the prime, buddy. I appreciate the support. Welcome. Oh, big wall of chat. Hang on, let me finish fighting this thing. GG. Nice. Music is so good. Okay. Focus is, tell you what, I personally give A-Net a lot of crap of the lackluster approach to bugs and balance. Weaver still has a bug where if you swap your attunement and immediately mount, when you dismount, your attunement remains split, but your bar becomes single element, safe for dual attack, and you can't fully attune to your main until you tune out and back in. It's been going for years, but to be honest, every class is viable and even decent, good, and viable. Yes, every class has viable endgame builds. The question is, do you enjoy playing in that way? Would you like to play that way? That's the main thing. They need to complete Timey's story. The thing with Timey, okay, this is not a spoiler because anyone who's known Timey from the moment they introduced her knows this, and if you met her later on, you might just simply not know it. Timey in the lore of the game is dying from something that is similar to muscular dystrophy. It's like a magic version of that. So from the very beginning we met her, she was like a very small Asura model, and she was like limping and dragging one leg. Like she always had the cripple condition on her. And so that's why she would get in the big robot and ride around in the robot, but she was like crazy smart. And she a couple of times there was one part in Living World Season 4 where she told Bram that her condition was flaring up again, and she didn't know how much time she had. And then it was just like they forgot about it. In End of Dragons, she got some like magical like leg frame that allows her to walk. It's like robot crutches, and she got these leg things that help her walk around. But it's not treating her. It's not like saving her life. Like, you know, usually people with muscular dystrophy get so weak to the point that their heart can't even beat anymore, and then they just expire. And so the whole thing was, it seemed like for a very long time that one day eventually, you know, Timey would just die an early death because of this thing. Unless we ever met a dragon with healing powers, but I don't know if we're ever going to find something that rare. You know, that would just... I mean, what are the odds of that? Anyway, so they just seem to keep forgetting about that. So I don't know if they're ever going to. ArenaNet really likes inclusivity, and I do not think that is a bad thing. However, Timey represents, I think, people who are handicapped. And so I think they do not want to kill her off. Even though the logical conclusion to her story is she dies because she's got an untreatable disease that they have never addressed. That's my thoughts on that. Now, just to be clear, I like Timey as a character. I like pretty much all the Asuras except Flunt, Muck that guy. So I'm not saying this because I hate Timey or something like that. Like, I know there's quite a few streamers who hate Timey. I think she's fun, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes from a writing standpoint, it seems like based on what they have laid out, it feels like she should have died quite some time up in the past, just in the writing. Cuteness armor better than plot armor. Hey, it works in anime, right? Mug, any big plans for stream 2500? Dude, I don't know, man. We're getting there. I am trying to whip up something pretty fun for you guys for Christmas. Hopefully you like it. It's just a fun little thing, but it's taking someone that I... What's the word? Not hired. Shoot, I'm having a brain fart right now. Fine, hired. There was someone I basically hired to do create a thing for us for the stream, and I'm hoping to have it done by Christmas. It's just a fun little thing, but that's not 2,500. Yeah, we're on day 2,384 of our daily streams, and we are coming up on 2,500. I'm not sure. I do have a Klob Jarny for a giveaway. I was thinking of doing that when the YouTube channel hits 100K because we're nearing there. Commissioned is the best word. Thank you. A-Net employees don't have time for friends. They don't have time for friends. Allegedly, Timey is based on the child of someone's friend at A-Net. From my understanding, Glenna is actually based on the grandmother of one of the writers of A-Net when they made Glenna. Just the snarky old woman. And I love that. I freaking love that. Hold on. Let me see. There was a picture of art that they commissioned. Glenna Guild Wars 2 Grandma. Let me see if it comes up if I do that. Okay, Twitter. Can't find it. Why does Heisen come up? That's weird. Anyway, there was once upon a time there was someone that had this really cool fan art of Glenna carrying that bomb of hers and screaming, "I'm not your puppy." And then someone who worked at ArenaNet replied under it and shared this whole backstory about how she was based on the grandmother of one of the writers. Anyway. Look, I know it's Clobjorn. If that makes you mad, wait till you hear how I say Trebucket. Isn't it risky for developers to base characters on a real-life person? I mean, isn't it... Wait, risky? I mean, Okay. All right. It depends. It depends. And all right, I've got a very, very dark response for this. All right. Isn't it risky for developers to put someone in the game based off a real-life person? It depends. Is that person still breathing? Wait, stick with me here. Hold on. Stick with me. Okay. If they are, rest in peace, they cannot do anything in the future to jeopardize the brand, and you have nothing to worry about, and can just be like, hey, this is based on this person who was awesome. If they are Dr. Disrespect, then when new allegations come out, then every game that had references to you suddenly pulls those and is in full-blown crisis mode on social media as they frantically cut ties to you and promise to never endorse your behavior. So, I mean, if you're still alive, you could still be making a lot of problems for the company. If it's just like, you know, oh, yeah, you know, my grandma, she was so sweet, so I based this off her, and you guys never have to hear what she said at Thanksgiving because she can't anymore, and it's not recorded, you know? So there you go. That's my answer to that question. As you can see, it depends. We need It Depends merch. I think Depends sells diapers. I can ask my wife. My wife made the last few pieces of merch. Did you guys know we have Gen 3 Legendary Bacon t-shirts? I'm not even joking. She made them. Hang on a second. Where is it? Here we go. We got Gen 3 Legendary Bacon hoodies and t-shirts now. I can see about the other stuff. I can see about It Depends. We need a snail shirt as well. Keep in mind the snail is a GIF. It wouldn't be dancing on the shirt. This is the first I've heard of Dr. Disrespect. I'll have to Google it. TLDR. He's a massive streamer, okay? He's a massive streamer, probably a millionaire, extremely successful. He is one of those guys that, I mean, his name is Dr. Disrespect. He acts very disrespectful. You know, he acts very abrasive. He very high budget show. He got banned from Twitch. YouTube is refusing to monetize him. So even though he's streaming every day to tens of thousands of people, YouTube won't monetize him, so he's not making any money. So I think he just signed a contract with Rumble. So he's done multiple things in the past that have made companies just be like, no, we're not touching that. And then, yeah. So. Just thought of something about Gen 3 Legendary Boxers. Oh my gosh. I don't know if Fourth Wall sells Legendary Boxers or not. Didn't he sign to Rumble? Yeah, I just mentioned that. Yeah, he signed with Rumble. As YouTube won't monetize him and Twitch won't let him back. I know there was a thing. I thought he retired after his last big drama. Pretty sure he didn't. Dr. Disrespect YouTube. Let's see when his, yeah, almost 5 million followers on YouTube. Let's see. Actually, well, I don't know. His last video was 5 months ago. What about live? Oh, his last live stream was 20 hours ago. Yeah. So, look at every single dude, Superman. Every single thumbnail is different and very high effort, and these are just for live streams. That's actually kind of crazy. He's got one dude that's got a full-time job just pumping out these thumbnails. These are crazy. And dude, look at these views. Okay? Like if I go back a little, like 500,000 per video. And none of these are monetized. Okay. I want to put this into perspective for you guys. I have got like 2 videos, maybe 1, that have reached 500,000 views. Okay? Alright, so if I go to analytics, alright, one of them, alright, I really want to stress this, because it took me, this was one of my Why Play Guild Wars 2 videos, okay? It took years for that video to get near 500k. One of them that's near 500k views has earned about $2,000. Okay? The other one, I don't know if it was just a worse season, earned 500. That's it. I've only got 2 videos near that amount of views. He's putting out that every single day as a live stream. So imagine if every one of these could be between $500 and $2,000, but he's not getting it because YouTube won't monetize him. That's what he's losing streaming to this platform. Between $500 and $2,000 a day, based on some very rough math. That's what he's missing out on. And that's, dude, they're not even edited videos. They're just live streams. It's 8 hours long. What about donations? That's not counting, obviously, you know, things like subs, donations, if he has like a PayPal donation button, I don't know. That's not counting that. I'm just talking just ad revenue. He's very motivated to be an a-hole. Yeah. He's gotten in trouble for a few things in the past. He cheated on his wife. And his wife said, the only way I'm staying with you is if you publicly tell people what you did. So he made a video of him crying and talking about how he cheated on his wife. That was years ago. I remember that one. And then there was another one where he was recording, like, you know, like live stream recording, like holding a phone and walking around TwitchCon. And he walked into the bathroom. And to my understanding, like he was walking around the sinks and stuff, but he was recording in the bathroom. And that was against TOS. And he didn't have the permission of the people in the bathroom. And so he got in trouble for that. And I think that was part of the reason he got banned on Twitch. But yeah, so he's he's very good at business, but not being a human being. I can't say on negative streamers, especially ones that love the game that constantly badmouth it. He plays a ton of different games. I'm not sure, like if he like he plays a lot of shooters. Like he's an FPS guy. I don't know if he has like a main game or not. I'm not sure if he does. Not sure if I can beat the Cubs here. We'll see. Wasn't there also some DMs with minors? I was shying away from talking about that, but that was the most recent thing. He apparently was talking with someone, and I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't know too much about it, and I do not want to give false information. He DM'd someone that was underage, and apparently, like, there's a lot of controversy about whether or not the conversation was inappropriate or not. But apparently the fact that, you know, just the fact that he was caught talking to this person who was very young is what made a lot of companies be like, oh no, we're done. And then they, like, he had characters, like skins you could buy in Fortnite or other, you know, shooter games, and a lot of them, like, discontinued it, which is why I used that as an example earlier. Oh, I think I actually can beat the Pugs. The Cubs. He admit, yeah, he did admit it. Yeah, that tweet went viral. He admitted he did it, and he was like, we were talking about a game. But I don't know that I don't know if anyone ever showed it. I didn't follow it closely. It was just more like occasionally bits of that situation would pop up on my feed. Because like everyone I'm following on Twitter is basically game related. So I usually, if anything goes viral within video games, I see it. Rowan says, hey, I recently came back to the game after a short 13-year break. I recently hit 80 and wondering what I should do generally, get better gear or something I should work on. What's up, Rowan? It depends. It depends on what type of content you want to do. When I came back to the game after a 5-year break, my goals were to catch up on the story. So each day, I would basically do another bit of the story here, like another little section. And then I would also open up a bit of the world map, like waypoint, point of interest, vista, point of interest, a heart. Okay, I'm bored. And then I would go do whatever I wanted. But eventually, that got me the whole story done and the whole world map opened up. Like, I just gave myself those 2 little daily tasks, and eventually I got the whole thing opened, and that worked for me. If you, for example, only care about PvP, you won't give a dang about that. It depends on what you want to do. But that's what I did after a 5-year break. At this point, Mutt could just set up a chatbot that just says it depends. Well, it's rare that people give me a question that has all the info to where it doesn't depends. It's very rare that it doesn't depends. I will say I got like 30 of those happy birthday packs full of goodies. Nice. Yeah, I've got 2 videos that you might find useful. One of them is the just hit level, I hit level 80. Now what do I do? That is in the chat right now. And there is also the hang on, Guild Wars 2. Ah! What? Oh my god! I just phased into a new map and landed on a bear, and it was trying to kill me. Okay, rude. The title of Spearmaster for my sharp sense of style. Happy birthday, Jebro. Wait, is Jebro here? I don't see him. Happy birthday, Jebro, if you're here. I haven't talked to Jebro in ages. Who's the worst snoring in Guild? Bram. This, God, so many people are like, why do you hate Bram? Like, Loranity especially. He has done so many things in the thing that just makes no sense. Like, we're like, no, don't go that way. Wait for us. He runs in, gets ambushed. That was basically Heart of Thorns 20 times. Or, like, Bram, we need you. Please, help us. No. Hangs up the phone. Living World Season 4. Bram, you were running ahead, and you left rocks. She got frozen solid. She's going to die. Oh, she was slowing me down. Living World Season 4. Left rocks to die frozen in ice. We had to save her. Icebird Saga. He led a group of people to Bjorra marches and got them all killed. So now there's a bunch of ghosts in Bjorra that hate Bram. Like, dude, am I the only person that can CC this boss? Holy crap. Wow. Okay. Thanks, guys. Anyway, yeah, he's done a lot about, like, here, I know he's not inherently evil. He's just really stupid. Like, if you're in the military and you lead a group of red shirts and you get them all killed, when you report back to your officer, do you think your superior officer, your commanding officer goes, that's okay, buddy, we'll give you a new squad? No! No! They're like, this man's incompetent. He's gonna get more people killed. Put him in the back. He can work in the kitchen. Like, yeah, we recognize you want to help. You're hurting us as much as the enemy is. You can be a cook. You know? Like, that... Like, good God. So that's my issue with Bram. They forgive him of everything. He could do no wrong, and he's constantly, like... Oh, he fed Owl to Jormag. That was another one. Twice. Rox is fine. He froze her so bad her voice changed. Let's not forget when he got that, oh, hang on a sec.
Had enough.
There, look, oh, I saved him. Let's not forget when, what was the other thing? When he had that big bow, like the God Killer bow, and then he was like, hey, I'm gonna get drunk, and I'm like, don't get drunk. And he's like, I'm drinking, and I'm like, stop drinking. And he's like, I'm having a 4th glass. I'm like, stop having a 4th glass. And he's like, I'm smashed. And I'm like, dude, stop drinking. We're at like a diplomatic meet and greet. And then he's like, hey, someone stole the bow while I was drunk. So he basically had the BFG 9000, got drunk when we told him like 5 times stop drinking, and then lost it. Do you know, after he got that bow, which he left Rox to die in order for him to get that bow, do you know who all got shot with that bow? 2 things got shot with that bow that he basically left allies to die for. The Tooth of Jormag that was just on the ground, and the player. That's it. Those are the things. He just said XD in lowercase. Yeah. Yeah, those are the 2 things that got shot after he sacrificed everything to get that bow for us. It's a mucking idiot. He needs to be just in Lion's Arch making swords or something. He cannot be trusted. What do you think of Titans as new enemies? I think it was very rushed. I don't mind fighting the Titans. I think the Titans are kind of cool. But in my opinion, the last few content patches have been like, oh, here, player, look, we made you something. This is Ceres. What do you think? You like him? All right, come on, hit him. Oh, you got him. Oh, he's a big boy. You're a big boy. Yes, you are. Okay. All right, here's another one. All right, this is Exarch. Oh, isn't he scary? Yeah, yeah. And oh, he killed his wife. What are you gonna do? Oh, you got him. Who's that big boy? You are. Yes, you are. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, here we go. All right, this is a Titan. This is a Titan, okay? Oh, what are you gonna do to this guy? Huh? Ah, he's a bad fella. Oh, good job. It's so quick. It's so quick. Like, it's just like, here's Ceres, here's Exarch, here's the Titan. It's too quick. It's too quick. I have no problem with any of them being villains in the game. If I'm critiquing it, it was over way too fast. It was over. I actually really like, dude, Ceres was awesom. Like the cutscene with him was so good, but it was so quick. It was so quick. Like, I feel like right now, Guild Wars 2 writers think they need to wrap up with a boss before the next expansion or the next content patch comes out. And I think that they need to remind themselves that they don't. Joko was a villain in Guild Wars 1 and through much of Guild Wars 2 before we took him down. No one hates the Joko arc. Like, that was really good. Like, it was really well written. You know, like the villain doesn't, we don't have to kill the villain right away. It's, you can take your time with it. Joko still lives. Well, yeah, he's in the Halloween event now, right? But it's, you know, if you write it well, like, we don't have to, like, tie every expansion off with a neat little bow. You know, it can drag into the next one. So I think they need to remind themselves that they don't have to take these guys out so quickly. If they don't wrap up a boss the same expansion, some people who don't have both expansions won't understand the story. Zeroni, Janthir started with an hour of unskippable exposition with world leaders talking to each other. No new player understood any of that. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I was in there going, oh, the lore. I was licking my fingers. It was finger licking good. But new players didn't understand any of that crap. They were so confused. Hi, Noxxi. They can have a big bad boss and then expansions with small bosses before big boss. Yeah. Joko was a background character, Path of Fire, and then took 3 major Living World patches to take down. That was good pacing. Yeah. It seems like they're rushing content, but yeah, they have so much and so sick content. What about Fissure of Woe or the Underworld? Yep. Span a villain across 2 or 3 X-Packs, make it a trilogy maybe, then repeat. Yeah, maybe. If you're skipping expansions, do you really care about the story in the first place? New players shouldn't start straight in the 5th X-Pack either. Yeah. Still playing Guild Wars 2 for the day that Timey died. Oh my gosh, Sand. We were talking about Timey earlier, and lore-wise, it is surprising she's still alive based on the plot points that they've established for her. But I'm not like looking forward to her dying. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense that she's still alive. Let's see. Despite that, unskippable dialogue killed me. We said the message at the same time. I'm a point in the direction and get out of the way type. The story never caught my interest. Is it written for players like me? That's fine. So I mean, so for people like Delta, I would just say, you know, have the skip button for the cutscenes. Just like in the core game, everything had a skip button. So if you really don't want it, you don't have to partake. I think I'm caught up on the questions. I think Ura and the others will be back in the next patch, or in the next patch we end up in the DOA fighting them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about Titans to know if they like... I know that they said new Titans would form, but I don't know if it's the same ones. If, like, Ura comes back to life and reforms in another location or something. I don't know if it's the same Titans or if just new Titans are born. Maybe it's just me, but I really hope they stop making otherworldly monster enemies that talk like regular people. Something about a Titan mentioning bread really triggered me. What? I don't even know when that was. When did they mention bread? The Dragon's X Pack took 2.5 expansions and 2.5 Living World seasons plus Corteria. They're going to do the fusion dance to become the big bad Titan. Based on what Ura said about using our souls to rebuild Greer and Decima, I'm guessing that they can come back. Yeah, possibly. As much as Wing 8 was challenging to play, it missed exploration of story from previous ones. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of just like we go into the mountain and go fight them, and then that's it. Yeah, there wasn't... Unless someone else can find some hidden lore that, you know, I've missed, you know, maybe go to Wooden Potatoes for that. I don't know if there was any there. Ptolemy says, most fun grindable map. I'm gonna say Dragon's Stand. Dragon's Stand is kind of profitable. It's kind of fun. And the music is a banger. Also, you get to hear that one lady go, "We got it!" I like Dragon's Stand. Glenna has a lot of dialogue. It updates when you kill the bosses. Oh, no, I did not go back and talk to Glenna after the bosses. No, I didn't. Drizzlewood. Drizzlewood is profitable. I don't know. The thing about Drizzlewood is it often has a swarm of people on their mounts, so it kind of takes away from it. But yeah, Drizzlewood's very profitable. There's a lot of big money items you can get there. Rowan says the only MMO that was that the story was worth sitting in has been Final Fantasy XIV. In about a month, I do intend to play a character to experience the full story without skipping, but I was struggling to keep hold of the story back when I played because all the story was told. The static screen with back and forth talking couldn't keep my attention. Does the story really pick up, making it worth sitting through it all? Rowan, the back and forth talking with the static screen thing is really in the core game. They kind of moved away from that later on. To the point where there's like, you know, dialogue in the maps and there's cutscenes and stuff like that. In my opinion, Living World Season 4 as the best writing in the game. There was 3 moments during that I actually got chills and like the hair on the back of my neck stood up. Like it was just so amazing, like what they did there. So if you're interested at all in it, that one was really good. Maybe we dealt with the Titans in the first 2 episodes. Update 3 and 4 will find the true evil and it continues with future expansion. There's always a bigger fish, right? FF14 was an interactive movie. I played FF14 for about 10 hours and I just could not get into it. But I played it from the beginning, which a lot of other FF14 players told me is like the worst part. I started from level 1 and people were like, "Oh, just skip to this expansion." And I'm like, "I don't want to skip." And then I did not have a great time. Which 3 moments? Okay, I'll say this vaguely. The ending of the Joko arc, the part where you're trying to break into Joko's palace and you're fighting against the plague and then the ghosts. All right, that part. And then the creation of Dragon's Fall when you shoot down Kralkatorrik. Those 3 moments. I've actually got a video. It's pretty cringe. I was very childish in that video. There's a video on my YouTube channel and it's called like 3 Moments Guild Wars 2 Gave Me Chills. And it's the first time I saw each of those 3 moments. And, dude, I was mind blown. 2 out of 3 moments are related to Joko. Yeah, well, Joko was only in one of the moments, but... when I played 14, I skipped anything that wasn't voice acted because it probably wasn't important. The Ghost Moms. Yeah, the Ghost Mommies. Legend of Dragoon is one of the best video game series ever written. I haven't done that. Dude, this year, in terms of writing, I played... What did I play? God of War Ragnarok. Incredible. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, pretty good. It was pretty good. What were some of the others I did? Let me see. Yakuza 0. Really, really good story, surprisingly. I did not think I was going to like this much, but really good story. We're not going to talk about Veilguard. But those are some off the top of my head that we just played in the last month that were really good. Yakuza 0 is amazing. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was really good. That wasn't just like in the last month. I played that a few months ago. But yeah, that was really good too. There is no Veilguard. Yeah. Guild Wars 1 was new. Super hard to make up something from scratch. I believe there are some neat bits ANET could use even Guild Wars 1, but what we got so far was alright, I guess. You might not like every chapter, sure. 60% Guild Wars 2 is somewhat alright. Yeah. Even New World is fully voice quest now. I love that game and Until Dawn. I played... Did you do Quarry stream? Yeah, I played Quarry and Until Dawn and a bunch of other horror games for Halloween. These are links to my 2 YouTube channels in the chat. The second channel, Mukluk Plays, has a playlist for every game I do on stream. So there's an Until Dawn playlist and a Quarry playlist if you wish to watch my first playthrough of those. Okay, chat, it is 2:10. It is past the time I usually wrap things up. I need to pause here for now and get some live stuff done. Thank you guys for a wonderful morning stream. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. A few plugs on my way out. My name is Mukluk. I stream every single evening and every weekday morning. Hit that follow button on Twitch. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube if you want to join me in the future. And a special thank you to our dear patron supporters who keep this channel alive. Could not do this without them, so I thank them every day. Don't go. I'm sorry, I need to. I'll be back in 5 hours for the evening stream. I'll be doing Guild Wars 2 on the NA servers. I'll be doing a Guild Wars 2 giveaway from the giveaway vault, and then I'll be playing some Cyberpunk in the late night. So really quickly here, for those interested in watching more Twitch, stick around. I'm going to find another streamer to raid. Laura is late again, it looks like. Yeah, she hasn't been on time since like 1991. Okay. RTO is good. I want to send you guys to someone that I know is good people. I'll raid RTO. RTO is good people. RTO is the crew that I raided with to do Raid Wing 8 last week. And that was how I got the footage I used to make all of those get to the point Raid Wing 8 guides for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed those, and it looks like he might be raiding right now. So I'll see you guys over there. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will be back tonight.
Right, this is your